Oh, well.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello, the internet.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry. Amber's got a line in her eye that we were
Why
trying to
did I
get
point out
rid
right off the bat?
so that they know why we were late.
And that's all they're going to do is they're not even going to listen to
What's this
anything.
right here? Oh, it's sticky.
It's probably the jelly from the drink that you just made.
Tried to make a drink before we got started. It's pretty
delicious.
disgusting.
It's all right. It's all right.
I tried to make a peanut butter and jelly drink again, and it just never seems to work out the way I want it to.
I don't think it's gross.
I should have boiled the grape jelly down into a syrup, but we didn't have enough time.
No, we didn't. Because we had to watch an episode of
What We Do in the
What We Do in the Shadows first.
Hey, Ryno and friend. This is my friend Amber.
Hi. Hello,
She's been
everybody.
on the channel before, and then she made me.
I made you what?
Make the video private.
Oh, sorry.
Because she was paranoid.
I was super paranoid.
That she had said something about her job that she shouldn't have.
Not about my job. A story that we had told, and I was like, I don't know.
Oh, about me jumping in the dumpster?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. We won't be doing any dumpster diving talk this time, so.
You don't know what my weekend was like.
Well, then maybe you should start. Hi, hello.
Hello.
I see notification. Hello. Nice to meet you too. Hello. Hi, everybody. Oh, hi. They're so friendly.
They are friendly. Mm-hmm. When they come here, they're mostly friendly here.
I just got a mouthful of jelly and I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
I did grape jelly to just shook it. Amber doesn't have a shaker. And then I forgot I needed to boil the jelly down into a syrup, so I just put the jelly in the drink, and Amber doesn't care for the texture.
Oh, God, it's so gross.
Get an English McMuffin or something.
I'm probably going to have
English muffin, not an English McMuffin. Just go to McDonald's and get a McMuffin. Go to McDonald's,
get a McMuffin, take everything off of it. Why was Ryno in dumpster? Here we go again. Because he was showing how much he loved me and cared for me about...
You get a poster.
15 years ago? Mm-hmm.
No, because Tron didn't come out 15 years ago. Check when Tron Legacy came out.
I'm working on it. I'm on it.
I think it was 2010. So it'd be 13 years ago.
I don't know.
Microwave it. Oh,
dang,
God.
You're really good.
Candace,
2010.
Jesus, where were you? Yeah, 2010.
2010.
So 13 years ago, I jumped in a dumpster for you.
And you didn't even know me that well then. What would you do for me now? You'd kill a person.
What would I do for you now? God, maybe less.
Oh, thank you. I'm a cutie patootie. Did you see that? Thanks. You are too.
Oh, hope to see us at HHN 9. And by us, I know.
What?
Hope to see you. 9/16. Let me look at the date.
What day
of the week is that? Because Amber has a frequent fear pass, or no?
I'm going to be getting one. It's a Saturday.
I will not be there on Saturday, unfortunately. Actually, potentially I could, because the ticket, there's a free ticket that comes with the pass, but I bought a frequent fear pass that includes all nights, that includes every night except for Saturdays. But I got to go the first weekend of the event and the last weekend of the event for the Saturdays. But so I will definitely be there as frequently as humanly possible. I know in October I'm going to go home for my grandfather's 90th birthday. CJ just sent me a message. Look, so Amber, mark your calendars, because going with CJ is a treat.
Oh yeah, is he fun?
Yeah, he is so scared of everything. So he's saying Thursday, November 1st. So we'll do the cool down event.
For Horror Nights?
Yeah, it goes through the 4th this year. I love when it goes past
cool.
Halloween. I love when it goes past Halloween. So I'm very excited for that. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I hope Roosevelt's makes spooky Halloween shirts.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
They told me they were gonna, and I'm like, I'm
They
waiting.
will. Oh, hi, sister. That's my sister.
Gotham Family 4?
No, the one that says April. That's my sister. Hi.
This one's there. She's in the broadcast now. Hi, sister and Ryno. April was at Disneyland. Met her at Disneyland. We saw Rogers.
Yeah.
From across the theater together.
Yeah, it was very romantic.
What's to say? Hold on. I said I was going to be better about adding the comments to the broadcast so people can actually see them. Ryno, I met you and the Diz gang at the 2021 Halloween party at the end of the night. You and everyone were so nice. 2021.
It's nice.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't think I made it to one last year in 2022 because that was the thing, but 2021. Thanks for coming in here. Thank you for the nice words. So there was the whole thing. Tonight we were going to show you how to make a grilled cheese, and then we're going to show you how to make a drink, and that didn't happen either. And then I think there was supposed to be a movie discussion, but Amber, I don't think, has her notes.
I'm so sorry. Excuse me? Are you accusing me of not being prepared?
No, but tell them that thing you want to do.
Okay, so this is what I want to do. There's a podcast.
We don't have any time. Sorry. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Wow. This might shock you guys regarding how he's treating me, but it's just
wow, that's rude.
Everyday life.
Amber came with me on my Disneyland trip. She was there for 4 of the days. She was there for 1/2 of the trip. I have now seen your husband in his underpants.
He has no shame. No. He does not care.
The hilarious part about it is he's wearing stereotypical, like, in the 90s on Power Rangers, like whenever Bulk would split his pants and you'd see his underwear, the stereotypical boxers were always ones with hearts on them.
We call them Thunder Pants.
Steve has candy hearts on his underwear. It was cute.
Thunder Pants. So all of his
we got
have fun.
Ryno, if we see you at HHN, can we buy you a drink? Yeah.
What if I'm with him?
No. I'll take her drink too. No. No, that's incredibly kind of you. I love if you
Joanna, I hate to break it to you. He's sassy all the time. He just puts on a face. He is always sassy.
Mm-hmm. You are always. I always encourage. If you see me out in the natural habitats of things, please come up and say hello. And
yes,
you don't. There's no requirement for drinks to be purchased. However, Halloween Horror Nights is one of those things where I'm always like, should we just get a drink?
Yeah, because I'm always scared.
It takes the edge off.
The more drink that you have in your system, the better. Oh, April's my sister. I'm Amber, but she's here too.
Who's who? What? Mm-hmm. You got to tell me so I can put it in the.
It says hi, Ryno and April.
Oh, this is Amber.
I think it's because I mentioned April earlier. I think that maybe.
Oh, gotcha.
There was a little confusion.
Oh my God. Okay. So guess what I got? So I started this Patreon, this personal Patreon, and this is not a direct plug for that, but a personal Patreon. Now, this is how, if I was smart, I'd be like, boom. Where I do giveaways of some of that stuff. You know how I keep buying, like, you know this, because I'll buy a bag or I'll buy a thing, and then I don't return it, and then I have it, and then I never use it. You know what I mean?
I didn't know where you're going with this, and you were like, because I'll buy a bag, and I was like, oh, what? Yeah. I was really confused.
I'll buy a dime. Yeah.
It took me a minute, but I got there.
But
excuse me.
I've been doing this Patreon thing for a couple months now, and there's a couple of tiers in there, and there's 3 tiers. So there's like there's a 3, but the 5, 10, and 15 are where they give away, like, the contests. They're not directly giveaways because technically you can't do that. So like my $15 tier is where I'll do a painting once a month.
Right.
Because I was like, if you get enough people in there, it's technically the same amount I would make on selling the painting. So I was like, wouldn't it be cool if somebody could get it for like $15 instead of $150,
Sure.
And the $10 one is the Loungefly bags. Mm-hmm. So I do a Loungefly giveaway.
Oh, that's very nice.
And then, but the other day, so right now they're running a special at Hollywood Studios. All the Legacy lightsaber hilts are 30% off.
I didn't know that.
So I went and bought one to be specifically for a giveaway for this, where I was like, it defeats the purpose because it technically doesn't take money out of my pocket. It takes time out of my pocket to make a painting. But I thought it would be fun. So it's not going to be this month. It's not going to be next month. I think it's going to be October. I'm going to do a Legacy lightsaber hilt contest on the Patreon. So I was excited about it.
That's very fancy.
It's the Ezra Bridger lightsaber.
Yeah, that.
She knows those words.
I don't.
So that's there. And then someone asked about the coffee site. The coffee site is right here. That's ko-fi.com/Ryno. And that's where I will put art up when I do stuff. And Amber knows I feel like
he's got a lot.
I've got a lot. This week I'm really going to sit down and really start like just banging them out, like getting a bunch of them done. Because I have so many that I started. Yeah, I get it. I started banging them out. I've got so many done that are half done that I'm like, I just need this. I need space, and it's driving me.
The more I drink it, the easier it is to drink.
That's true of most drinks.
It's not bad.
But anyway, yeah. So let me scroll back.
Yeah, scroll back up.
We're just gonna chit chat. Okay, wait. Did you tell what you wanted to do?
No,
for the
because
movie
you cut me off because you're super rude.
Okay, so we've got a question. What's my favorite of the Harry Potter? Just kidding. Go ahead. Amber's got a cool idea.
I mean, to be fair, it's not really my idea. I just want to do it.
Amber's got a cool idea she's going to rip off.
That I'm going to rip off. So can I talk about a podcast? Like someone? Okay, great. So if you guys are not familiar, there's a podcast. It's called Films to Be Buried With. If you are a Ted Lasso fan, it's Roy Kent. It's Brett Goldstein. And he does this podcast. He's a really big film buff. And he asks the same 12 questions to like celebrities and his guests and all that. And it's all about like reviewing your life like through movie or through film. So it'll say through movie. So like one of the questions will be like, what's the first movie that you remember seeing? Or what is the movie that scares you the most? What movie means the most to you? It might not be like the best film, but because of the circumstances in which you saw it or who you saw it with or the time in your life or whatever, it's really special to you. Or what's objectively the best film. Might not be your favorite film, but objectively, like it's just an overall like good film. It's a really, really fun podcast. And I thought because we're both big movie buffs that it would be kind of fun to do like a similar type of thing. So that was my idea. That was my ripoff.
Wait, but keeping it to Pixar films?
It doesn't have to be. No, it could be any films.
Oh.
Anything.
Yeah, that is definitely ripping that
it's
off.
It's a really good podcast. Like, my only thing is, I like, if I'm going to listen to, like, celebrities and stuff talk about things that that I also understand, I like to watch or listen to celebrities that I'm familiar with. And because Brett Goldstein is from the UK, a lot of his guests are UK writers.
British,
or I'm sorry, British writers or comedians or something like that. And a lot of times I have no clue who they are. But there's some really good ones. Yvette Nicole Brown's is one of my absolute favorite episodes. There's another one, what's his name? Pete Holmes. He has a fantastic episode. It's really, really great.
I like Pete Holmes.
Yeah, it's a good podcast, so I thought it'd be kind of fun. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Siri, I'm not talking to you.
So people are asking what we're drinking. So the attempt was to make a peanut butter and jelly drink. So I did Screwball, I did a shot of like regular bourbon, and then I also added in like a horchata to give it a little bit of the creaminess texture, and then it had grape. Jelly was the syrup, and then I just did...
kind of see it at the bottom of my glass.
I did a cocoa bitter... She doesn't have a shaker, so the materials...
Gross.
So the drink isn't good. Don't make it. It's fine. I don't know. I don't know why I even try.
No, you are really good at making
I know,
drinks.
and the problem was I made
time.
a really good one before.
Every single time you make me a drink, it's always like I have like 4 or 5 of them in a row. This one's a little different. If I have this again, I would skip the jelly.
I think it'll give you a migraine from the sugar. There's too much sugar, baby.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
That's what she's responding to. I like your hair.
Someone else said that I had a really great style, which I also appreciate.
You know what? I can't see it in here. So
I saw it earlier.
You could be making it up. Who knows? But someone wants to know how we met.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, it was on Grindr.
Isn't that an interesting
story?
No,
God, no.
Who wishes it was on Grindr? Yeah, right.
Oh, honey. I have to tell you a story after this, actually.
God.
Not about Grindr, but I don't have Grindr.
That's surprising.
I don't know. I don't have the personality to be able to do stuff like that. I'm not judgmental about anybody, and I'm a very sex positive person, but I'm just like, I can't be like, sup, boom. And I'm like, I just can't. I'm too messed up for that.
I mean, no, I can see that.
Yeah.
I see you having trouble with that.
We met at Walt Disney World. The attraction was Lights, Motors, Action. The year
was apparently 2010.
No, that wasn't the year I met you when I jumped in for the poster.
Yes, it was. You want to know why I know?
Why?
Because I trained at Lights Motors Action in the fall of 2010.
And who was your trainer?
You were my trainer.
Who was your trainer?
Listen to me. I know that it was the fall of 2010 because that is when my very serious boyfriend at the time left, and I was like, my first day of training.
Gay.
He's gay now. And then my first day of training was like a day after it happened, and I was a wreck. So that's why I remember that it was September of 2010. And then just a mere month or two later, you're jumping in dumpsters for me. So he's basically in love with me. Doesn't take much.
That's what she writes on her Zine or Zune. What's that magazine? What's that printed magazine?
What?
Zine?
What?
A Zune?
A A zune is
no. A
what
zune is a
Peter
music.
Quill has.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
A collected story. It's like a college magazine. They call it like young kids do it.
No.
Yes, I'm gonna Google it.
No, I don't think that you're correct here.
Zine.
Noun.
A magazine, especially a fanzine. Boom. She's got
Is
a
it
zine for
or
me.
a zine? What did you drop?
I just knocked something off this table. It made a loud noise, and I didn't care for it. Maybe it was a crayon. Maybe it was my dignity. I have no idea. Lord knows it wasn't your husband's. We saw that when he walked by.
Be careful. Because he'll come out and ruin this whole thing.
He's watching. He'll come out. Cheeks first.
Oh, door's not open. Never mind. It's fine.
You guys ready to see a full moon?
See, even Henry can see that you were in love.
Mm-hmm.
Hope knew what you were talking about, apparently.
Zine?
Yeah,
Is that how you pronounce
like a magazine, stupid.
Oh. Yeah, but it's spelled Z-I-N-E. But you pronounce it like zine.
Do you say magazine?
Do you say GIF or GIF?
GIF.
Yeah, because that's how you're supposed to say it.
I understand, but
GIF. But do you know it stands for graphic interface?
Yes,
so
I
it's technically supposed to say GIF.
Yes, I
understand. Wait, yeah. Wait, so why would the guy who made it says it's supposed to say GIF? And I'm like,
just because he was smart enough to
drown.
make a GIF doesn't mean he's smart enough to understand how phonetics work. That's all I have to say about that.
I would love more. Okay, what's up with the Harry Potter questions tonight?
I think it might have been the same person, or
that's fine. I mean,
did you ever answer the Harry Potter question?
No, but I will. Hold on, I got another thing. Loving the new Diz content, but I also want to see all of you in the roundtable format, just as unfiltered as the new, less handheld back
style.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. Honestly, that's 100%. I have no new information since last we spoke about that, but I do appreciate your support on liking the new thing, but. Pumpkin beer with cider? Excuse me?
Yeah, I saw that earlier too. I wanted to understand.
Hold on, I do want to answer. Tracy, did you ask the Harry Potter question? Because I feel like we could talk about that. Because Amber.
Did you post it?
No.
I thought you did. Well, you're going way too fast.
Joke,
I can't read it.
Okay, sorry. There was a question about Harry Potter. I was going to answer it.
Was it what's your favorite film or book?
Well, here's the thing about Harry Potter. So for me, as a member of the LGBT Elemental P Society, that's a joke from what we do in the shadows. I'm so sorry. You spit out your drink live on YouTube right now.
I made it. It's fine.
But yeah. It's hard with the way that J.K. Rowling did, but I've been saying for months it's been trying to reconcile your love for this product that inspired so many people, specifically people from the LGBTQIA plus community, that it's very hard when you're like, well, how do you do stuff where you're not supporting that individual that has hurt so many people so I think there's things around it. Like, I do want to play the Hogwarts game, but I think I'm going to buy it used, or I think when I buy it, I'm going to make a donation to the Zebra Coalition or something that helps LGBTQ youth or something like that. Yeah, and that's me. That's just how I feel. I'm not asking anybody else to feel the same way or anything like that. But in that way, Amber was actually, I believe, reading the Harry Potter books when we met.
Yeah,
right?
That sounds right.
And you, because we were all like. I
was very late.
No, I was late too because I basically read them. I read them because Universal was opening the land. Oh, that's what piqued my interest. I was like, well, if I'm going to understand this land and these rides, I better read the book. I read them the summer my mother sold my childhood house because there was no TV. I mean, I didn't have cable, so it wasn't I didn't have TV because of that. But
oh, drama queen.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. I grew up poor. How many times have you tell
Here
people?
We go again.
I didn't go with that. It was Hamburger Helper.
Oh, my sister wants me to take you home for Christmas.
Girl, to California, I'll go any day.
You should come with us.
But I read them between the third and the fourth movie because I remember finishing the fourth book and the fourth movie was about to hit the theaters, and I hated the fourth movie. And I noticed that happens whenever I finish a book too close. Yeah, I love the book, but the movie is not a good version of that book. And I was able to read 1 through 5, and then 6 was about to come out when I finished 5, or came out 6 months later because I finished 5 in the fall, and the 6 came out in the summer. And I worked at Borders at that point, so I that was my midnight release the first time for that. And then when the 7th book came out, I was the MC for the event that night. I still have my like badge and everything from it. But the store was body to body, every aisle filled with people, so we couldn't do any of the events. I had to like stand on a counter and like do the thing. But I have the first book ever opened out of the boxes in that store.
Oh,
I was supposed to give it to somebody, but I slid it under the counter and then swapped it out for another one. Bum, bum, bum. What's your favorite book? The 4th one?
The 4th one, I believe, is my favorite. That's Goblet of Fire, yeah.
I'm not going to tell you. If you don't know, it is.
I had a feeling you were going to tell me.
It is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my favorite.
Oh! I literally just showed this to Amber. I showed Amber my Roosevelt's thing, and I said, people seem to like that Jurassic Park outfit I wore. I loved it.
Yeah.
I want more of the onesies.
I remember I showed you I have the sunglasses that match it.
I know. If only I
I'm
had
going to get them.
Go get them. What's that brand, too, that they wear?
Goody?
Yeah, Goody. Goody makes all those, like, really themed things. Remember, I can hear you when you're not at the computer, okay? I was like, don't go say sexual things to your husband in the other room.
Well, I almost did, so.
Hello, Peanut Hearts.
Fun.
Is that a hedgehog, or are you just happy to see me? God, I'm going to make myself throw up. 4 is the Tri-Wizard Cup. I see that costume. Okay, so, look at the cute little bag and everything.
Mm-hmm. So these are the sunglasses that
Here,
my
let me see.
other best friend got me.
No. I said a bad word.
He gets so jealous.
Andrew?
Yes, Andrew.
I'm going to throw these in the trash after.
He's so jealous. Those are super. Okay, they were focused. There you go. Yeah. Gooder. Sorry, not Goody.
I love the lime green.
Yeah.
But these really would have matched my...
And this inside of the box.
Why is there a little...
Dilophosaurus?
Sure.
Oh, because my kids filled it with a bunch of their crap, so there's a drawing as well. And a ticket and a bookmark with a mermaid on it.
There's something in here, too.
Something in there? Let's see. What else am I...
I've always wondered about Gooder. I'm going to try these on.
Oh, it's a Guide to Proper Eyewear Care, and it's the Barbasol can. God, those look really good on you. God, I hate you so much. Don't do this. You're so stupid.
These actually don't hit my head too bad. They'll give me a headache after a while, but...
No, I actually don't think that they will. They're just very comfortable because I've got a big old noggin just because my brain is so huge.
It's just like you need to get them hot enough and just like hold it right here.
Yeah, well, they're plastic. Like, they're very malleable. I know. Amber needs a refill. Thank you, Henry. Henry's looking out for me. Well, Henry, if you look really closely, I actually have a lot of jelly left, so it's actually not entirely
I don't think
empty.
you're ready for this jelly.
I hate you so much.
Yeah, those would have been perfect for my outfit, though.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them. There's like 4 different styles. But that's the one that we settled on. Don't go pee, you're mic'd. Yeah. Thank you, sister. I appreciate you looking out. So it's Goblet of Fire or Half-Blood Prince. Oh, I forgot about Half-Blood.
Okay. No, Half-Blood Prince was, oh my God, I was like finishing that book and my boyfriend was like breaking up with me on the telephone at the same time. And I was like, I can only do one thing at once and I want to finish this book.
I want to finish this book. Yeah. We're broken up. Whatever.
Jog on.
I
was just like, you're ruining this for me. Like everything else. No, we're on good terms. He's married, lives in Seattle now.
To a woman?
No, to a man. He was way.
I was like, did it happen to you too?
His parents, his family was always like, oh, that gay boy down the street, whatever. And I was always like, your son is a flaming homosexual. I hate to break it to you. I'm not making him anything. This boy was gayer than a $3 bill before I came along.
You're so stupid.
I think it's queerer than a $3 bill.
Listen, everyone is telling you to make me a better drink.
I will make a drink when I am good and ready to make a drink.
It's
I can't hook her up with anything good. I brought what I brought.
You brought bourbon, and I have the whiskey.
Well, go
that
get the
you
bourbon.
Had last
Bring it
time.
over to the table.
You want me to just give you bourbon? There's whiskey from last time, I think.
That's not. I didn't bring that. I saw that on your counter. That's not mine.
You brought that. Where did I get whiskey?
I think for me, the 7th book is my favorite.
I'm in the kitchen.
Like the 7th book, I just loved the process of reading it, and I remember like you'd go and sit and read it, and I mean it was because I worked at Borders, but everybody on their break would all be reading it too, but you could tell like what parts where people were at. Like I remember getting to the Dobby part, and I was sitting in the good chair, and I was just like, I did this. I sank back, and I was like crying on my break, trying to be like, nobody look at me.
No one will ever
And I was
know.
just weeping. And I remember reading that one on my mom's like porch where she lives still, and in Cava, and just being like, I'm so emotional. Amber, why would you bring an empty bottle over here?
I don't know. I didn't look. I'm sorry if everyone hears
this
like
must be the whiskey she was referring to that I brought over. We definitely finished this. I can hear you.
There we go.
Okay, well so here's the thing. You just brought liquor. So
What did you tell me to do? You literally said bring it to the table.
Yeah, and so here's the thing. In order to make a drink, you need the bitters and the simple syrup, which are all on the counter over there. So bring me everything on the counter.
Get them.
Ma'am.
You want your ball?
Ma'am?
Want your ball? Go get it. Go get it. So Back to the Future reference. Let's see.
I thought you were just being mean about dogs.
No, I was being Biff Tannen with the kids.
Oh, Arturo's in here.
Arturo's here? Where? There he is.
Right there, Pablo.
There he is, Pablo Coyle.
I don't know who Pablo is.
That's Arturo.
This word changes his Instagram handle every other day with a new name.
Yeah. What's your favorite Star Trek series?
Okay.
Here we go.
Hold on. We're going to answer this one.
You
William's got it.
You
Ryno,
got
what's
him.
your favorite Star Trek series? Have you watched any of the new ones?
He's
William,
watched
this
all
morning,
of the new
I
ones.
finished the musical episode of Strange New Worlds, and then I watched the finale of Strange New Worlds Season 2. And here's what I got to tell you. It ends on a massive cliffhanger that I'm not happy about, because sometimes I'm like, what if somebody dies? You can't finish this. What if I die? I'm never going to see it. And I'm like, I know that they knew it was renewed for Season 3 while they were shooting Season 2, so they're like, well, we can do a cliffhanger because obviously the show's coming back. Well, guess what? There's both a writer's strike and an actor's strike. And
There is?
yeah.
This is brand new information.
And I'm sad to say this, but today there was an earthquake in California, 5.5 earthquake.
Not doing
and
too hot out
they're
there.
getting a hurricane right now, and I'm like, baby, those studios got to make those deals because Mother Nature ain't going to save her time. So let these people live their lives to the fullest and just pay people what they're friggin' worth.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I love Strange New Worlds. I like Discovery quite a bit. I thought Picard Season 3 was one of the best seasons of a television show I have ever watched, period. Not Star Trek, just period. And then for me, though, if you were like, what's your Star Trek show? Voyager. I'm a Janeway gal. I love the EMH. I love 7 of 9. Chakotay with his face tattoo. Was a lot. That was the show that really got me into like watching Star Trek on TV. But I also love Enterprise. Scott Bakula. There's a really funny Scott Bakula joke on What We Do in the Shadows. There's an episode that starts.
Can't wait. I'm looking forward to the Scott Bakula joke.
I love Scott Bakula. Did you not watch Quantum Leap?
It's fine right now.
Anyway, because they think it's Count Bakula.
Here he goes.
So they're like, there's an episode where they're sitting with him at the computer, and he's just like, "What? We're over here from Sherman Hills," and they're like, "Oh,
Is this what we just had?
Peanut butter whiskey? Yeah, there was peanut butter and jelly whiskey on the counter." Oh, Pablo gets it.
People love me. Look what Hammy
Did I see Wrath of Khan? Come on now. I've seen every one of the Star Trek movies. I haven't seen every episode of Star Trek. I've watched very few Deep Space Nine. It's not my favorite. I've watched, when I was growing up, everybody had Next Generation playing in their house at some point. It was always on after school or before bed or whatever. So like Whoopi was on it too, obviously.
That's which one's that?
Patrick Stewart, Whoopi Goldberg.
That's the only one I'm familiar with because that's what my mom watched.
I think that's the thing. That one was always on in people our age's household, no matter what. But her parents believe in UFOs.
I was trying to be stealthy, Brenda. Thanks. Yeah, what can I say?
You got to repeat what they say.
This one,
they get angry if you don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was smelling all the liquors while you were talking about Star Trek because it's something I don't.
Oh my God! Did I write 814?
But this one smells really good. What do you mean? Did you write 814?
Somebody just let me know. They're like, "Why did you title the live stream 814?"
What?
Girl, I don't know what year it is.
What did you do? What did you do?
What did you do?
Yeah, you did. You sure did.
What's today? 20?
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully that corrects that. Sorry, gang. Thank you for the heads up. I'm not saying 1,000. Oh my God! So you know what happened? I got an alert on my last video. It said invalid traffic. I think somebody was like spamming me because they hate me, and that's fine.
That's okay. It'll be fine. Because look how many people love you.
Well, Trey, I'm definitely going to watch Designing Women now. If you told me Scott Bakula was on it, he was also Murphy Brown's love interest as well.
Now it says 8:20. Good.
A lot of Star Trek conversation. We're going to have a Star Trek live stream, I think.
You should probably have a Star Trek live stream.
Oh my God. Okay, Amber. So here's the thing. I've tried to get Amber to watch Strange New Worlds. She watched the first episode. And she said it's so boring. They're just all sitting around talking.
It's so boring. And like I'm sorry, the first episode. And granted, maybe it picks up, maybe it gets better. But the first episode, it's like we're doing this, and then when it got like to the climactic part, it was so boring. They were just like, okay, now we're in this elevator, and now we're in this room, and now we're gonna give this great speech to the lady of the planet, and now it's over.
It was a great speech,
and it was like. It was so boring, and I was like, "Wow!" They're not even excited about the stuff that's going on. So I don't know. Maybe it gets better, but I was very disappointed with just the first episode.
I'm going to make you watch the J.J. Abrams movies, but
I have watched the J.J. Abrams movies, and I think those are really good.
Okay, so the thing is,
costumes.
Look, but I want to wear this Nurse Chapel costume around everywhere. Look, it's like a little onesie, and look at her fun little boots. Yeah, I want these costumes so bad. I want one of the Discovery costumes so bad.
Halloween,
it's like a jacket. Yeah,
not
just
for
to
like
wear.
Comic-Con, not for cosplay purposes. Just
I want the boots
for funsies.
So bad. I'm gonna pull up a picture of
I
boots.
know.
Star Trek Discovery.
I just don't care. Wow, you know what those look like? Any other kind of boots.
Excuse me? That is not true at all.
The first one that comes up are Crocs. Look at that. Look at that.
Those are Crocs. Girl, those are not Crocs.
Those
even
like
a little
Crocs
bit.
Boots.
Even a little bit.
Okay, that is not what I was pointing at.
This is not Crocs.
They look like Crocs.
These don't look like Crocs.
Yeah, they do.
She is pointing at this picture.
Those look like Crocs.
That does not look like Crocs even a little bit.
Yeah, they do. Like if Crocs made boots like that, that's what they would look like. Just like
then I'd buy them.
Wow.
Okay, hold on. These are the Discovery boots. So if anyone's got a lead on them, they look so comfortable. Look at those. I want them. They look so cool. I love a good shoe. What?
April?
No, obviously I can't. How about how our parents wish they knew we were abducted by aliens? Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Oh.
April in this chat is Amber's sister. Mm-hmm. I have to keep up with this. You can't keep reacting to things and not saying what they're saying. You have to read it. Okay, Remember, people aren't on watching
You're chitting and chatting, and I'm reading, and I'm trying to keep up so that people can feel heard. So you're welcome. How about that?
He wants me to watch Serial Mom. Trey wants me to watch Serial Mom. Have you seen Serial Mom?
No. Is that an old movie? I feel like I've heard of it.
Okay, this is hilarious.
Wait.
You come to Ryno's house, and he's sitting on his couch like Phoebe and Friends in her wedding dress, but it's a cosplay costume. Okay, girl, that's my friggin' dream.
That is exactly what he's describing. That is exactly what he's
describing.
Amber,
I'm not even kidding you. During the lockdown part of the pandemic, I went through and I started ordering costumes. Like I'm
aware. I've been in the loft.
Kim and I have a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants costume because I had gotten a Star Trek, like the shirt from the J.J. Abrams movies, and it came in and it was so disgustingly oversized and doesn't fit like at all. That now we just send it back and forth to each other to wear at random parts.
Though.
So
that's nice.
It was like we have it when we need it.
That's really nice. Oh man, that made me laugh.
Oh, the Windy City loves me.
I thought it was older.
What? I don't know what you're referring to, and no one who is watching this later will know.
I said Serial Mom. That's an older movie, right? I feel like I've heard of it. And Trey responded, "It's from 1994." Now we're all caught up.
There we're caught up. So now God, the hateful comment.
I don't understand how any of
I told you somebody
this.
compared me to a Nazi the other day.
Okay, that is just again laughable. It's just so stupid. Just the dumbest thing anyone could possibly come up with. Like it's not even close to being insulting because it's so off base. I'm gonna barf. I rinsed my glass out. I would rather have an empty glass full of ice than have a bottom like that. It's so gross. I can't. It's disgusting. He's free to watch it at his leisure. Oh, you're so sweet, Trey. He really should be doing this, though.
Trey sent it to my house. So I have this DVD.
I'm just his chops, but you really have no excuse.
It's sitting on top of my DVD player. Oh my God, I love Matt Berry. Matt Berry, Amber just watched the first episode of What We Do in the Shadows. It's a Matt Berry show, some Guy from
In my defense, I was kind of forced to watch it when I was
Edward
falling
talking
asleep.
about?
So,
Toast of London. That's what you.
oh, I saw that when I looked up Matt Berry tonight because his voice is very.
I'm gonna
similar to me.
be Laszlo. So not for maybe for Halloween, but Kim watched because Kim was with me in California the 4 days before. You guys missed each other by 15 minutes.
I know.
And she's in love with this show, and she said, "So I'm gonna go to Kim's for Thanksgiving," and she said she wants to have a What We Do in the Shadows themed Thanksgiving because her other best friends who live in Milwaukee love the show too, and she's like, and so she's gonna be Nadja, I'm gonna be Laszlo. I think her husband is gonna be Nandor, maybe. But they everybody selected a character, so that's on Thanksgiving we're gonna be like those characters, and I was like, I might as well use it for Halloween.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
No, I have not watched Red, White, and Royal Blue yet.
No, I haven't watched Red, White, and Royal Blue yet either, but apparently it's a massive hit for Amazon, which is great because it's LGBTI LMNOP content.
Stop.
I'm quoting the show again. I'm so sorry. I'm going to get in trouble.
Are you?
Craig loves that. Craig has watched that piece of that episode over and over and over again. I hope Amber continues to watch What We Do in the Shadows.
I mean, yeah, I probably will.
I'm going to show her a random episode after this. I think I'm going to show you the episode with the Baron's Night on the Town, because that's the one where I was like, okay, this one's really funny.
Okay.
Where it takes it to season 1 is just a little slow. That's my problem.
I mean, well, I've seen pilots that are far less entertaining than the pilot of that show. So
she's watched them all. Have you heard of the Mindy Project?
Hi. Oh my God, I love the Mindy Project. That's my favorite. There was a question earlier that said that someone wanted recommendations for more comfort shows.
Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek, obviously.
Superstore.
Superstore is fantastic. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
obviously. Mine is The Good Place. I can watch The Good Place over.
See, I don't know that I can watch it over and over, but I definitely repeat view it. But I don't.
I've rewatched it.
It's not in the
a dozen times
over for me.
I love The Good Place because The Good Place is so easy to watch because it's really short episodes. It's only 4 seasons.
Girl,
you get
easy to watch. It's an existential crisis in the making.
It is, but that's why it's so wonderful. That show sneaks up on you in the best way. What else? The Mindy Project is one of my comfort shows. I fully admit that about halfway through it kind of jumps the shark. But then it gets back to itself.
New Girl?
No, the Mindy Project. New Girl is our comfort show, I feel like. We can both we'll be watching just random episodes and then we're just texting each other gifs and quotes and things like that.
New Girl for me was one of those shows where I don't think it's a good show.
And you caught it. I was so. You don't think it's a good show?
No, I think it's
You think it's entertaining?
I think it's a terrible show that has a great cast.
That's a solid statement.
Overall, I think most of it's bad. But that's the crazy part about it is that it has such an addictive cast that you're like,
the writing, it's so
and you'll
quotable.
be like, that season's bad, but you'll be like, but that season has this episode, this episode, this episode.
Right, you're right. It does, because overarching, there's not a lot of character arcs or evolution and stuff like that.
I'm using a tumbler and a measuring cup.
I don't make drinks. I love drinks, but I don't make them.
This is brandy.
I don't know where that came from. I don't know.
Are you a ladies' man?
Where would I have bought brandy?
I don't know. At the bus stop?
What does that even mean? What bus stop is carrying brandy?
A fancy one?
I don't. Not any here.
My thing with New Girl is I can't. It's not consistent. It's not I love happy endings, but I do acknowledge sometimes it especially toward the end it gets way over the top. But I think it was also desperate to be we're a funny show and not enough people are watching it, and it is such a good show. But it was also a show that ended up on the wrong streaming network when it went to streaming because it was on Hulu, but Hulu hadn't been adopted yet.
I watched Happy Endings because of you.
Yeah,
and
because I'm Max.
You are Max. And there's a lot of things about, it has a lot of good elements. And I think that I like most of the cast. But
Who don't you like?
Alex and the guy.
Well, I mean, arguably they're the weakest characters too.
Well, they're not likable
Alex
characters.
just plays an idiot. They're both kind of idiots.
They're just kind of boring.
I don't not like them though. They do have moments where they're funny. But I would argue the other cast is definitely far superior.
Yeah. And I think I watched most of it. I think I gave up at like the last or second last season. How many seasons were there?
There's 3, honey.
Okay, then the last season I gave up on.
You should watch it. There's good episodes in that last season.
There are good episodes.
The Jane birthday episode, her birthday is Christmas Day, they find out.
They find out?
So
like
there's a whole episode. No, because she lied and said it was July. So the whole series, you think it's July, and then...
So she gets presents?
Well,
because if her birthday is on Christmas, she doesn't get extra presents?
January 1st.
Why are you pointing at yourself
January
when I
1st.
Understand the same
So
problem?
the whole episode was about being like, it's terrible to have a birthday that time of year.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it's great. And you know what? It has my funniest part because they like try to surprise her when they find out it's real. And so she walks down to her bathroom on Christmas Day and she's like, happy birthday, Jane. And Jesus. And walks down and they're all like, surprise. And she's like, maces them all because she's like, ah! And Mace, and they're like, why do you have mace in your bathrobe? But then Dave's like, it got in my pants. It's on my penis. And it is one of my favorite quotes.
It's pretty great. But I do like that actress. She's in the Mindy Project. She shows up in the Mindy Project. But so does Max.
Max?
I wish we weren't pouring this into my...
Alex Mack, is that from the 90s? Yeah, Alex Mack is from the 90s. Let's see here. Yeah, Alex Mack was on Snick on Nickelodeon. Snick was my jam when I was a teenager.
I liked Alex Mack, that show.
Oh, see, that's better. It's much better.
Just an old-fashioned. Just a chocolate
That's
old-fashioned.
why it's delicious. Because Mama loves an old-fashioned.
Can't reinvent the wheel over here.
Yeah, I'm trying to put jelly in the drink.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're the one who handed me friggin' brandy.
I'm sorry, brandy is still an alcohol.
Yeah, well, the liquor is mine.
Meanwhile, you're like
there?
here.
Don't you know brandy's it? The boy is mine?
I can't believe you just said.
Okay, so
No,
it's fine. Whatever.
I almost, no. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not.
It's rude. You know what? I hope all the spilled alcohol
Yes.
just removes the varnish off this table.
Varnish?
What are they saying?
This is from Ashley Furniture.
This is an apothecary table.
It's a apothecary table from Pottery
From
Barn.
days of yore?
From days of yore. What other time periods are
well,
there?
there's old.
Old.
And you're...
If I do this.
No, honey, you're just pushing buttons on the computer.
That's what I said.
You put your finger like here, and then you scroll up. See? Scroll. Have you used your mouse?
No.
We already answered that. Brandy is amazing. Brandy is the moment. Brandy, she is an icon. She is a legend. And she is the moment.
Mm-hmm. My sister's impressed with your mixology talents with very little resources.
Yeah, and a Starbucks tumbler mug with a measuring cup. I've done it with less.
He has. Last
Used
time he used a
K-cups?
K-cup. I just need to get just a little set of shot
Oh, I
glasses.
haven't watched season 2 of Heartstopper yet. I see that's on here.
Whoa.
Uh-oh, gonna down an audio message.
Apothecary table. That's such a good one.
Wait, I want people in the chat to tell us what their comfort shows are.
They've been saying that.
Oh, I haven't heard you read any of them.
I was talking and you were making a drink. Is nothing I ever do good enough for you? Is that what I'm getting here?
Didn't we watch Barbie together? Didn't you get the message of the movie? Wow.
Didn't you?
Women aren't enough. I loved that movie though.
What
Did
I
you
got
like it?
was that Ken wasn't enough.
Enough. Just gonna pour it straight in there.
Did I love it? I watched it with you. I cried.
She was bawling her eyes out.
Okay, I would not say.
I held her hand.
He did. It was the most romantic
I
thing
thought she was gonna have a
he's
breakdown.
ever done. Okay, but like I had heard that
Give me a spoon.
it's like it's got a lot of different feelings, and that people have cried like 3-4 times. And I was like, I don't know.
I cried like 4 times.
But then America Ferrera just delivers this.
So Craig saw the movie and he said
Beautiful
to me,
speech.
he thinks she could be nominated for supporting actress.
I mean, I could see
And
that.
I was like, you know what? I think maybe
based off of that monologue alone, because like partial, like she starts it and I'm like, that's right. Girl,
yeah, it's
preach
just a
to the
very
choir.
like
okay.
women have to
and
be
then
this
she
and
gets,
that.
and then she gets like 30 seconds in, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oof, girl, you are speaking a
She
lot
like
of
kind of
truths.
tears up a little.
And then she gets even more like keeps going, and I was like, oh God. And so like I like tears were coming in my eyes, and then like I blinked and it went down my cheeks, and then I don't even remember, like blacked out. Like towards the end of the monologue though, she said something that like really hit home, and I made a noise where I think I went like a gasp, I'm like, and then he grabbed my hand. I was like, oh God, I must be embarrassing myself. But it was a very good movie. I liked it.
I cried during that part. I cried when she says to the old lady on the bench, "You're beautiful."
Yeah.
Got like a little emotional. But and then she's watching everyone in the park just kind of like laughing and playing and whatever. And I was like, oh God. And then I bawl my eyes out. I'm not going to say it for people who haven't seen it here, but there's a scene toward the end of the movie where they play the Billie Eilish song, and it's like, well, but then also Ken, when she's talking about Ken, and she's like, "You're not your girlfriend." I cried. Yeah,
and Eli turned to me and was like, "Did you cry during the Ken part?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was moving. Like, that's an important message too." And then the line about mothers at the end really got me.
Mothers stand still so their daughters can see how far they've come. And I was like, oh God, I'm not a daughter.
I can't. I was like, oh God, hate this. But it was really, really good.
Okay, I think this is actually a good question for both of us. Again, I don't like doing the park-related stuff, but I think since you're here.
Oh, since I'm here?
Ryno, favorite food at the parks lately? Should we do it by park?
Okay. I will
You think this is annoying?
It's no more annoying than anything else that you do.
Well, that's rude. Go on.
I will openly say, though.
I cannot make a drink tonight to save my life.
What is that?
Oh, well, it's piss, so don't drink it.
What is this?
It was just supposed to be... I don't remember. It was the screwball peanut butter, the regular bourbon, the simple syrup. It was supposed to be like an old fashioned, but I should have just
why does it taste like coffee?
I should have made it in the shaker. I don't know.
Why does it taste like coffee?
Oh, I added the horchata to it to see if I could balance it out. I'll keep adding, and you're like, don't add, just subtract.
Don't add. Oh.
Okay, quick. Magic Kingdom. Favorite food to get when you go to Magic Kingdom?
Okay, I'm probably gonna have really basic answers because.
Girl, they don't care.
But I feel because I don't feel like.
Don't justify your existence. We just talked about Barbie.
There just hasn't been enough cool new stuff that I've been like, oh, I want to try.
Yeah, but
that.
I want to know what's your regular.
Whereas
basic.
when we went to Disneyland,
yeah,
I was like, everything I
there.
ate was delicious. It was so good. The birria tacos I had twice, and the corn I had twice. It was really delicious.
That corn was really good. What do you get when you go to the Magic Kingdom?
Okay, hang on. Let me think. Let me use my brain.
Correct answer. Nothing, because it's awful and I don't go there.
That's the only thing. Corn dog nuggets? Okay, so if I'm actually looking for food for myself, because when I go with my kids, it's like, where's the nearest pizza or chicken nuggets? Because my kids eat trash. So I do like the pastrami, what are they called? The egg rolls? Egg rolls?
Do they have pastrami ones?
Yeah, and they're actually really
I'd
good.
try those.
They had them for the 50th, so I don't know if they're still there.
I don't think they do.
But the pastrami ones, they
have cheeseburger ones.
Yeah, I know. When I was a VIP tour guide, they'd say, if you only have a minute to grab food, go get the cheeseburger egg rolls. The cheeseburger egg rolls are gross in my opinion, but I would get the pastrami ones all the time. Those ones were really good. I liked those. What else do I like at Magic Kingdom?
That's it. Just one for each park. I didn't need 15.
You didn't even give an answer, so how about that?
I don't think I have one at Magic Kingdom. Where would you... Okay, so if we were at Magic Kingdom and I said, we're going to get quick service, where in your brain are you like, okay, we'll go here? We'll answer on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pecos Bill.
Harbor House.
Pecos
Bill is trash.
I almost said that.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. Pecos Bill is not trash.
Harbor House is trash. It sounds like a fish's butthole.
What?
Like the Ursula's...
Stop!
It's too fishy.
No. Hold on. Someone said something I wanted to see because actually...
Oh my God. Cordon bleu egg rolls? They're saying they've got cordon... See, I'd investigate.
Okay, I would try that because...
Okay, I'd like to point out that I've been getting further and further out of the frame.
Ooh, there's a chicken waffle sandwich. The chicken waffle sandwich. That's it. That's because I'm pushing you out.
I was like,
out of here.
We were centered when we started.
The chicken waffle sandwich at Sleepy Hollow is solid. That is what I had the most when I was on tour. That is it. Yes, that's
I did
the
say
answer.
horchata. You were
That's
correct.
the proper answer. Scroll back up. There was something that I wanted to see.
We can't. I don't want to.
Just go for 2 seconds.
I don't like talking about Disney stuff on here though because I try to draw the line between work and personal.
Well, it wasn't a Disney thing. It was about Barbie. That's why I was answering it.
Oh, okay. I like Barbie.
It was something about the old lady. Because you had said that you thought the old lady...
I had read the old lady, the older woman on the bench was the daughter of the original Barbie. It's the daughter of Barbie.
Apparently that's incorrect. She's a costume designer.
She's a costume designer, I think even for the movie.
Yes.
So...
no, she's not. She's not a costume designer for the movie. She's like an old Hollywood costume designer.
Well, either way, she is somebody.
Yeah.
So it's important. Yeah. But
that's what I wanted to respond.
Okay, so here are my favorite foods at Magic Kingdom so that we don't prolong, not Magic Kingdom, I meant Walt Disney World, so we don't prolong this Disney-related chat. The Ronto wrap, still delicious.
Oh, you do love the Ronto wrap.
The Felucia Garden, the like meatballs that are vegan at...
at Docking Bay.
At Docking Bay.
Those are solid.
We just got a thumbs down. People need to... Everyone in this chat, give a thumbs up to give them up. You know who the thumbs down is to? It's just the assholes who are watching who just are trying to spam.
It's okay. It's all right.
I know. It's inevitable. Not everyone's going to like you. Blah, 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 blah.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But I would say those...
The meatballs I do get pretty regularly.
They're delicious. They're always so packed with so much flavor.
The Ronto wrap is very good. At Stu...
No, all of Walt Disney World.
Okay.
I don't have a go-to at Epcot.
I don't either.
I like school bread. Everybody likes school bread.
I don't like school bread.
It's dry.
No. They used to have troll horns, and that was my go-to. The troll horns that had the cloudberry cream in it.
Yeah, I know what
those
you're talking
were
about.
So good, and they took them out, and I was furious.
At Animal Kingdom, I feel
There's
like
a lot of good
my
stuff at Animal
go-to is
Kingdom.
always the Satuli Canteen.
Satuli Canteen is
I
solid.
I like the
like
I like all the fresh
if you
stuff.
want like a
But
a
you know
meal,
what the best thing to get at Animal Kingdom is?
the corn.
No, the Tempting Tigress. It's a drink at Nomad Lounge. It's a bourbon drink.
I don't think I've had that.
Okay, well, make your park pass. That's where we're going next.
Okie dokie.
I have all the ingredients to make it. Somebody sent... Diane... I don't know why I said somebody. She might be watching. Diane gave me the alcohol that was missing. It was like a allspice dram or something. I have it all. And I almost brought it over to make it.
Do you ever go to Oga's?
Do I ever go to Oga's? I went to Oga's with Kim, and Kim, because she has cancer, can't regulate her body temperature. She always compares herself to a lizard. And they put us at a shared table with like 8 people around that bench. And also like, F that noise. Stop that.
Yeah.
Stop that. I'm sorry. That table is maybe for like 6 people max. And if that's two parties of 3. It's not 3 parties of 2. Like, F off. Redo your thing then. You messed up.
Yeah.
Like, why are we paying that price? The drinks are $20 in here. You can shove it. And they're not handmade either. They're on tap. So another ding, ding, ding. Like,
here he goes.
I'm over that. I'm over it. And we went in and I was like, and I told her, I was like, honestly, there's not anything in here where I'd be like, get this. Or like, I just like, I'm over the drinks. So I'm like, I don't think it's worth even going. But we were under event, so we literally walked in and left.
I feel like at Oga's, too, it is about the gimmick, right? Like, it's about having the themed drink with the
I don't want to hear it, John.
Oh, God.
He says he goes every time. I know who John is in real life, though.
Oh, okay. I was like, ooh, God. Yeah. Now I know who the thumbs down is from. Jeez.
No, we lost our thumbs down. I think someone just hit it by accident, so I was just like...
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they were like,
no, I because of everything that happened at work, my video I did got put in an article, and so a lot of people come here to give me now. So, which is fine. But
sad that they live such miserable lives.
What about when we go? I can't keep talking about theme parks.
Then what do you want to talk about?
We want to talk about what they talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
What does... Okay, here's a good question. The Wandering Panda has a great one in this movie. What movie does everyone love but you hate? I'll tell you right now. Call Me By Your Name. I think that movie is awful. I think it was terrible. I think it's extra terrible now that... You never heard of that movie? The Oscar-nominated movie from like 2 years ago?
No.
Armie Hammer, the boy from Dune, Timothée Chalamet. It was nominated for like Best Actor, Best...
No.
Okay, well, whatever. She doesn't keep up on the
that's okay.
No, girl.
No.
One comment at a time. One comment at a
She
time.
fixed it.
Deborah, it's okay. Call Me By Your Name, though. I don't like it. I've never liked it. My problem is, and I think this is why I want to make like queer skewing films, is that every like major Hollywood or anytime any Hollywood movie thing, like Brokeback Mountain, Call Me By Your Name, or what?
Except Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain. It's always something about either coming out or it's about like when they come out, like in Brokeback Mountain, it's like two married straight men. And in Call Me By Your Name, Timothée Chalamet's character's like 17 and the other guy's like 30 something. No, I don't want that. I just want a character that a superhero movie where the guy just is gay. Mm-hmm. And like, so I was so exhausted by watching superhero movies where it's always like Superman and Lois Lane, they're bread and butter. That makes sense to me. But all these other superhero movies that are always like, that's their Lois Lane, that's their lover. It's like, I don't care.
Bye, sister.
I'm tired of that.
Mm-hmm.
Your sister?
She's leaving. I said, bye, sister.
I was like, girl, don't even get me started on the incest storylines.
I agree with you. Like, I honestly, that's part of why I like Schitt's Creek, because I feel like Schitt's Creek doesn't even talk about like it's
isn't even part of it. Really.
No, it's never mentioned.
I mean, they do the wine conversation,
but that's just so she can understand. Just so she's like, oh, I didn't know that. Now I do. Like, that's all that was.
Okay, now you have to give me a movie though.
I mean, mine's not that deep. Where it's just like, there's a lot of things that I just don't get because I watch them later in life. I hate The Showman.
I was kidding, and now I'm shocked.
Showman. I don't like that movie. I don't like that movie. I don't like...
You don't like the music?
No, the music's okay.
I acknowledge it's not a well-made... In terms of like, when you put the education of cinema on the table, you're like, it's not a well-made movie.
Relatable story. And like, it's not, like, not only is it not relatable, but like, I'm supposed to be rooting for this guy. He's such a dick.
Oh, and they make him look so much nicer than
he was. I know! But, like, even then, he, like, completely disregards the freaks, and he's, like, a total jerk. And then the next time, he's, like, all brooding and sad, and the freaks are all like, we believe in you, we still love you. Yeah. I'm like, get out of here!
Well, that's part of my problem with the movie.
Like,
the emotional beats are really
I don't like it at all. No, thanks for giving that to me. I don't really care for it. So, okay, for example, I didn't watch Star Wars until I was an adult. And not that I don't think Star Wars is a bad movie, but I think that a lot of its allure is from watching it for the first time
I'm gonna tell
when it
you,
came out. So I don't really care for Star Wars, but I'm not like standing on the mountain being like, I don't understand why people like Star Wars. Like, I get it. People love Star Wars. I'm just not one of those people. That's all. I love the Mandalorian.
I would argue you're incorrect about saying it's for when people saw it when it first came out.
I think that's where the hype began, and because like it's a nostalgia feeling that so many people.
Yes and no, but I will say this: the first movie, specifically like Star Wars: A New Hope, whatever it's called now, Episode 4. That movie is paced like a movie made in the 70s or before. It's a very slow.
And Luke Skywalker is a whiny crybaby, and I cannot stand him.
The Empire Strikes Back. The script, like for that is
that the second one or the third one?
That's the second one. That is the one where Han gets put in the carbonite.
Where it's mostly Han Solo movie. That's the only good one because it's all about Han Solo.
It's actually not. It's very much 50% Luke Skywalker.
No, it's not, because that's the one where he's in the swamp.
Yeah, but...
So they're like, okay, we're going to talk about Han Solo,
I think you just walked into the part you love.
And then we're just going to bebop into Luke Skywalker, and they're like, he's still in the swamp, still training.
Learning how
back to Han Solo, and it's like, because it's boring.
So anyway, that movie script, as I'm saying, is one that they still study in terms of being like, the same way they study Back to the Future script as being like one of
flawless film.
Some of the best movies ever made in terms of their structure and how they work scene to scene and things like that, whatever. I mean, I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I think it's a Star Trek effect, too. Like, I think everybody likes the Star Trek show that they started watching the most.
Sure.
Because it's the one that introduced them to it.
My husband's a big Star Trek fan. Like
I don't want him to come back out in his underwear, so...
Well, why not? He's got sexy legs. He likes Star Trek, and...
Like an albino chicken.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I could not be happy.
I didn't expect you to. I didn't expect you to agree with me, but agree with me that many times. It's fine. Like 200 people watching right now.
Whatever. My cough. I'm so sorry.
Okay. It wasn't from me. She had a separate cough.
Lies. It 100% was from him. So let me tell you, my family was sick for like 2 solid weeks, and I had avoided the whole thing. I was not sick. I wasn't coughing.
You were sick when you came to California.
Yeah, I know. Who did I see before I went to California? Who was the last person whose house I went to?
When did you come to my house?
We were up in the loft having wonderful conversations about life.
No, we were not. We were barely in the loft. It was that time when Kevin and Annie were there, yeah?
No, it wasn't. That was like 2 months ago. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Okay.
I cannot.
Wait, so you're saying Star Wars is yours then?
I mean, I don't hate Star
I like
Wars.
this question. What movie closely resembles your life? Ooh. Okay, so it's not a movie, but I did just watch season 2 of The Bear. Have you watched The Bear?
I love The Bear.
Did you watch season 2?
Yes. Forks is the best episode of that whole thing. And I know you like the one before Forks.
No, I don't like that episode, but I struggled. Like, I needed to take a break because the episode before that is the Christmas episode that Jamie Lee Curtis is in. She's in 2 episodes in that season, spoiler alert. But that's like 5 years before, and the representation of like that family and what the mother was like, I was like, it was scary. I was like, I'm unwell watching this. And so that was very unique for me. What about you? I'm trying to think of another like movie.
I mean, there's movies that
Stranger Things.
That I can think.
We did find that Demogorgon that one summer.
Yeah, that one time.
Yeah.
That I dream about that all the time.
Crazy.
You
really were into waffles for a hot second and shaved your head, and I had to rescue you from that mental institution.
I told you he's in love with me. He's in love.
Was that a dream? Were you just a character in my dream?
So like this is not obviously how I feel anymore. But when Forgetting Sarah Marshall came out, I related to every single beat of that film. I can watch that movie now.
That there's a woman crying up here. Really? I'll try and keep it down.
Every single beat of that movie, I understood, I related to. I love that movie, and I do feel like that's probably like the movie I feel like I watched it and was like, I know exactly who this person is. I know what they're going through. I know how they're feeling. Like, I definitely.
Okay, so like, let's say not a movie. Let's say a scene. Do you have a scene in a movie where you've been like, ooh, this scene perfectly encapsulated this thing that. So for me,
I feel like I'd have to really think
I know it's another show, but there's in Heartstopper. I haven't watched season 2 yet, but in season 1, have you watched the show yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet because it's on
Amber.
Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And I got kicked off Netflix, so.
Oh, the password crackdown.
Yeah.
Well, it's a wonderful show. You can literally, it's like, I think it's like 8 episodes.
I've heard really good things about it.
So you can watch it in like an afternoon. It's so good. But there's an episode, it's like the 3rd episode, they're at like a party. And there's this whole there's like the 2 hands and like the pinkies almost touch. And there's the way it was shot and I was like, oh my God, this is literally what it felt like when I was in high school. And like my boyfriend and I had that like moment. And I was just like, I'm so lucky and fortunate. I feel like, so, that's the joke, and I never talk about personal stuff in that way. But, like, I was figuring myself out and everything like that. But, like, I had a boyfriend more or less for the majority of high school. And he was in the grade below me, both born in the same year. But, like, he was a November and I was a January baby. And, so, like, obviously we learned a lot of those big moments in our lives. What? Okay, this is the best comment. The old lady drops the huge blue diamond and says, oops, seriously.
Spit my drink out. I'm sorry, I knew you were being personal. I couldn't keep it in.
No,
that made me laugh a lot. Go ahead. Oh.
Anyway, it was one of those moments where it felt literally like this. It was the first time in years, and I graduated 20 years ago, like this year. So it was one of those moments where I was like, I can't believe this show pulled me so far back. Yeah. And it was the first time where I literally felt like, I was like, watching it, I was like, this is that like pure moment where it felt like nothing but like this weird feeling where you're like, this electricity. And I don't know. And it was cool. And like, it was great. Then we,
I feel like even not even necessarily scenes, but even just characters that like really speak to me. And as a kid when I was watching Friends, I hated Monica. I thought she was so annoying, and I was like, oh God, clearly Phoebe's the best female.
I
know. But as an adult, I'm like, am I Monica? I'm totally Monica, like 100%.
Are you that clean?
Yeah. I have like borderline OCD. I am all about like
I mean, there's no question since a very young age, I've always been Chandler and continue to be
I
Chandler.
See that.
You know that.
And now, and obviously you're in love with me, so it fits.
I'm not good with.
I get that.
I'm not good with the serious. Can I interest you in a sarcastic
comment? So Monica, but I find that interesting though, because as a kid, I was like so turned off to that character. As an adult, I was like, ooh, I think that might be me. But then of course, also like New Girl, I did not realize that I was Schmidt until I realized that you were Nick.
Oh, I'm definitely
Nick. But that's
Nick.
the only reason that I'm Schmidt is because the relationship between Nick and Schmidt
I get you cookie.
is exactly
I got you cookie. You got me cookie.
And like when you made that,
I brought cookies over to too, just so we're clear.
You did bring cookies, and they were delicious. And like when you made that realization, where you're like, I'm pretty sure that we're Nick and Schmidt. I was like, I am not Schmidt. And then the more I watched it, I was like.
What's the clip you sent me when he like, yes, he's romantic with me, and he was like, and it cuts to the flashback, and Schmidt trips, and it's like, get up, and he's like, that was hella romantic. Not everything has to be sexual, you buffoon.
You buffoon, you idiot. And that is exactly how we talk to each other. Like that is exactly our relationship.
Those are the things where I'm like, the vignettes of New Girl are absolute perfection.
Yeah.
And I love the progressive nature of showing like what a male-oriented love story could be. Because they love each other, but it's also like, that's the joke.
Platonic,
they're just like, no, and but he does. And like, also, I am going to agree right here. The travel time memo says, best movie, Love Actually. The scene of her crying when she realizes her husband's cheating rips me every time. I'm sorry, but I literally listened to the Joni Mitchell. But do you realize that
you're not going to like what I have to say? So I'm not going to say
it's anything. Okay if you don't like the movie. This part of that movie, but that version of that song is a specific version of that song. I didn't know it wasn't the original version. I had to look it up the other day.
I understand, and I can absolutely.
Are you gonna cover it in yogurt?
I can absolutely respect like certain beats of a film or even a scene being just like something that touches you and not having to enjoy the rest of the film. I totally get that. For example, I rewatched Crazy Stupid Love yesterday. That movie's terrible, you guys.
Is it?
It's really bad.
I haven't watched
and I remember I watched it in the theater, and I loved it in the theater. I remember liking it
because the big twist.
And I go back and I watch it, and I'm like, ooh,
but
this
when you
is
know the twist, maybe you don't like
problematic. But the best thing about that film is the montage of Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling spending the night together and not having sex, and they're just laughing and goofing off and talking. Like that is a beautiful scene, but the movie's not great. Love Actually is the same way I feel about The Notebook. I think they are both insanely problematic films. I think that they glorify horrible relationships, like unhealthy relationships where people are just like, they're not looking out for themselves, they're not supporting each other.
I'd argue there's no healthy relationships in Love Actually, though.
Yes, but The Notebook too. Like I feel the same way.
I've seen The Notebook once, and I'm not going to lie to you, it was a struggle to get through.
It's bad. Like, and I
don't
love
get it.
Ryan Gosling so much.
I've loved Ryan Gosling since Young Hercules.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like.
So,
I do love Love Actually, though.
I can't do it.
I don't know. I haven't watched it in a couple of years, but I have. So here's why I also like Love Actually. It was after the fact. So the movie had been out for, I don't know, a couple of years, maybe. Yeah. Not super long, but at least 2 or 3 years. And I was working at Borders, and there was this woman, Kim, not Kim, the other Kim. And
different Kim.
I don't remember. Just one day she walked up to me and handed me the movie with the soundtrack and said, thank you so much for like this opportunity, and was just like, this is just a gift I like to give because it just has this really punctual like meaning for me and all this stuff. And it's just an older woman. And it was like, I don't know, there's a little special place I have in my heart where I'm like, she was the funniest person and she was so kind and wonderful. And she just like gave me this movie out of nowhere because she wanted to share this like thing she loved with me.
And see, that would be your answer
and that's
to the
where
question.
I'm like,
and what is the movie that means the most to you?
No, I mean, no, God, no, it doesn't mean the most to me. But then it was funny because I remember sitting in Kim, her childhood home. Like I remember us sitting around the CD burner waiting for that because she was the only one who knew how to burn her. And she had seen it, I think, and was just like, I saw this movie and I think you'll like it. And so it was like a weird thing. And I'm just like, I don't know. It was, so it's funny how sometimes you have this like impactful moment with a movie, whether it's good or not.
Well, if
you're still like,
if we're going back to the relating question, like from a family perspective.
It's okay. Other people on here ate The Notebook too.
It could, because that movie's so problematic. Is The Family Stone.
What? I've only seen it. Oh, wait. Okay. I was going to say, I've seen that and I remember that movie like
that
messing me
I
up.
watch it every single year for Christmas. It's very special to me and my sister. We watch it a lot. And like, not
Diane Keaton, how
Stop,
dare you?
stop.
How dare you?
What are you-
And how dare you leave that?
Stop.
How dare you?
Spoilers. I don't care how
Craig
long.
T. Nelson,
Stop.
how dare you?
I can't.
Rachel McAdams, wait, who's she dating? Rupert Everett? No.
No, she's dating
Everett
no,
from
it's Brandanowitz from Parks and Rec. It's
What?
Brandanowitz.
He's the least famous person in that movie, though.
Yeah, he is. But
Yeah, but the other guy's in it too. Rupert
Dermot
Mulroney.
Mulroney.
Dermot Mulroney.
Dermot Mulroney, who is one of my
I
favorite.
love him. Did you see the new Scream movie?
No, I haven't seen him. Is he in it?
Oh yeah,
Silver
he's
Fox in
like
it?
the main character in it, and
I
you will
love Dermot Mulroney.
love it. It's
but
very good.
The family stone, like, not that my family like even lines up with that, but like their relationship with each other and like how they talk to each other and how they relate to each other, and like the fact that they bicker and they fight, but they also are like super protective of each other. That's very much my family, and I do relate to a lot. I love the Family Stone. That's one of my favorites.
Okay, so my friend Jay in here says favorite bad movie. He says his is Big Business. I don't know. I think my favorite bad movie is the Power Rangers movie, the 1995 one, because it's qualified as being bad, but it's one of those movies where I feel like the further away from we get it, and like years and years, it's a time capsule love letter to the 90s, but also like it's not bad.
But like,
I don't
that's
know what
what
anyone's
talking.
talking. It's pretty good.
I was like, what constituted it being bad? Because for example, on the surface, Josie and the Pussycats is a
Don't you dare!
bad
I love
movie.
Josie and the Pussycats.
But Josie and the Pussycats is a genius film, and it is
I
one of
told
my
a
absolute
film professor
favorites.
in college, freshman year of
so
college.
good.
She made us
And I
watch
agree
Today,
with you. It's
and
very,
I walked up
It's very Barbie vibes.
and
like,
I said,
the very same world.
I said, "Have you seen Josie and the Pussycats?" And she was like, "No, but you're not the first person to come up and tell me
It's
this after you
really
watch this movie."
sneaky.
Because she was teaching a lesson about the influence of like media within stuff, and I was like, "I don't think this is the right movie. I think you should be using Josie and the Pussycats because that's literally what the movie is about."
Yeah.
Wally, white ass Wally.
Wait, ask Wally. Josie and the Pussycat. So like, I would say that's my favorite.
What's your favorite
bad
song
movie?
in the movie?
What is it? Three Small Words?
No, I think for me,
I'd have to look at the soundtrack again.
I can pull it up. Hold on.
Like, du jour, come on.
I'm your
That is
backdoor
so
lover.
funny.
I have
and
that
then
album
the whole
on vinyl.
band is like Breckenmeyer, Seth Green, Donald Faison,
Yeah.
the other guy from Can't Hardly Wait. Like, Can't Hardly Wait is also another one of my favorite films of all time. Another bad one though, I love
Pretend to
Wedding
Be
Date.
Nice.
That's a good one, yes. That one.
And he looks at me with a innocent eyes that says it looks like you're wearing some kind of disguise.
Because you
Look-
missed it.
Yep,
Yep, that one. That's a good one.
Right? That's Pretend to Be Nice.
But I also The Wedding Date. Like,
That's also Dermot Mulroney.
I'm telling you. No, that was it. That Wedding Date with Dermot Mulroney
with
was Deborah
Grace
Messing,
Adler. Yeah.
And it was the first time that I had seen him, and I was like, this guy's fine as hell.
Oh, he's
Like,
fine as hell. He still
really
looks fine.
sexy.
Scream
he looks
6,
even better
fine
now
as
because
hell.
he's a silver fox, and Mama loves a silver fox. But man,
You need to watch Scream
Yeah,
6.
Wedding-
If you like the
Wedding
Scream movies
Date.
even a little bit, watch that. Okay, so
I can't watch it alone.
I'm trying to think. Hold on. I'm like, other than like, I know Power Rangers say Batman. I love You Drive Me Crazy.
I know you love You Drive Me Crazy.
Adrienne
I
Grenier,
love that movie.
Melissa Joan Hart, because I was like in love with Melissa Joan Hart growing up. Not in like a sexual way. It was just
She
a
was on
very.
The Masked Singer last season. Spoiler alert.
Oh my god! I think she might be problematic now, and I don't know.
that you're right, but I
She
don't
started
remember
to like
why.
tiptoe into the territory. She made like some comment about a hurricane and vacationing, but then more and more, and then we got into 2020, and I'm worried that it got another thing.
You missed NSYNC at Epcot. We missed Joey Fatone at Epcot.
No, Lance came up and danced with him, and they were saying bye, bye, bye.
I love Lance.
It was
so
like it was the other
much.
night. It was like 2 nights ago.
I follow him on Instagram, and he's just so entertaining and joyful. I love him. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. That's a good one.
That is okay. I used to watch that movie all the time. So I watched movies.
I love Road Trip. Road Trip is
I watched movies that were on
sneaky.
Fox that they played, and we recorded on TV, and then just watched those movies over and over again. And Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter Dead was a big one. Like I remember her falling. I loved Christina Applegate was a staple lady in our house growing up. My mom loved Christina Applegate. I also didn't realize my mom's like the same age, so that was a weird because I have a very young mother.
Together. Someone just brought up Together. Do you remember Together?
You plus me equals us. I know my calculus. No, I don't know Together.
Dude, I love Together.
Okay, do you remember?
So
I never really watched that because again, I didn't have cable.
Adventures in Babysitting. No. That is in my top 20, I will say. I could probably quote that whole movie. I love Adventures in Babysitting.
2 people said that at the same time.
With the babysitter. Because it came out the same time as...
Anthony Rapp, bringing it back to Star Trek.
Listen, Anthony Rapp in Adventures in Babysitting is hilarious to watch now. He's great. I mean, he was wonderful anyway. But now, like, you look back and you're like, oh, he's so funny.
I'm right on top of that, Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Turtles 2 was also on Fox a lot.
Ninja Turtles.
I have to pee.
Ooh, okay. Well, you can go.
No, I can't. I'll have to take my microphone off. It's fine. It's like 10 to 18. We'll do this till 10:30 and then we're going to stop. Because Amber lives like 45 minutes away from me.
Yeah, and I do have to work in the morning.
Whatever. That wasn't irrelevant. It was what time I'll get home. So...
Don't F with the lords of Satan. Don't F with the babysitter. So good.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I'm worried that Melissa Joan Hart is entering Candace Cameron Bure territory.
That's fair.
And that's where I'm like, and I can't lose Melissa.
Well,
I love Sabrina. You don't understand. I love Sabrina and the Teenage Witch was like, I have this earring right here. This earring that I don't know if you can always see it. My cartilage piercing right here. It's the Harvey Kinkle. Harvey had his cuffs, and I got this when I turned 18. This is the first piercing I ever got.
I just love you so much.
You're
so precious.
3.
We both had the eyebrow piercing.
I had my eyebrow piercing. It fell out during Lights, Motors, Action because you couldn't have it at Disney, and then I couldn't get a piercing in time.
I had to take it out because I took a catering job for one of my brother's friends, and he was like, can't have it in, and then I just never put it back in.
I don't have the same attachment to movies as you all. John, get out of here.
Oh, goodness. Oh, we really, really care about movies. Blues Brothers.
Here's why do you like movies?
Why do I like movies?
Yeah. 1995 Mortal Kombat. What a pull. I'm sorry, though. That movie actually isn't that bad. Like, I know it's very straightforward about what happens, but it has a killer song. And
Can you click that one, please?
Oh, God.
Becca, we have to talk. We have to talk. Was this your answer for a bad movie that you love?
Yeah, obviously.
What if she was like, it's my favorite movie of all time? I'm not here to judge. I'm just very curious. I am a
She just likes the Country Bears.
huge Country Bears fan. Like, in this room right over here is my guest room, and it's Frontierland themed, and I have, like, a Country Bear shrine. I love the Country Bears, but I cannot get behind that movie.
Girl.
Can't do it.
Spice World, Hard Stop, Best Bad Movie.
Oh, yes. I do love Spice World. That's a good one.
Do you know who this is right now? Can I whisper in your ear? They're going to hear it on the microphone.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll show you the picture. Never mind. Spice World. I saw Spice World in the movie theater. And do you know how I saw Spice World in the movie theater?
How'd you see it?
I'm going to make myself sound really old right now, but the movies in the movie theater near my house were $4.75, right at that age where I was like, okay, I think I can go to a movie by myself. And I would be like, that's low enough that you can find those quarters in the couch.
Hello.
Yeah. So.
Hello.
I remember going to see Spice World because Space Jam was out in the movie theater at the same time.
Space Jam.
I love Space Jam too.
So, what is both of your number one movie ever? Is it the same? I need to know that.
No, it's definitely not.
It's not?
I don't even know that you've seen mine. Okay, so here's where I fit with movies, with best movies. Let me just talk about this. I'm not the type of person I think that definitively I have a number one. I have a collection that I'd be like, these are the movies you can put in my coffin. Like, that were informative upon my growth, that continue to grow with me.
Okay.
That change and evolve with us, that like seemed different when we were kids, that now are different when we're older or whatever, or just you just love them just because, right? They make you feel a specific way. So is it like, sometimes that question's hard because you're like, well, what's the best movie I've ever seen, or what's my favorite movie? Those aren't the same question,
No,
right?
they're not. So the way that I see when people say, what's your favorite movie? The way that I interpret it is, if I'm having a bad day and I'm like, this is going to make me feel better, I'm going to put this film on. if I'm sick, if I stayed home from work and I'm sick and I'm eating my chicken noodle soup, I'm going to watch this movie. This is a movie, so it doesn't even necessarily have to be like, I think this is the best movie ever. This is the movie that makes me feel things and makes me happy and I enjoy it. That's the way I interpret the question.
Oh my God, Dutch! I thought I was the only person in the world who saw that movie. Sorry. Go ahead.
Because Trey was asking about North, and then he asked about Dutch.
I never saw North, but it was a preview when I watched
North was
Dutch.
really weird.
North was Elijah Wood. I remember that. Yeah,
that was bizarre. But
okay, but sorry, go ahead.
So I agree with you. I have a collection of films, but they all like mean different things to me. Like, I could put on Men in Black anytime, anywhere, no matter what.
Men in Black is such a good movie.
Love Men in Black.
Yeah, it's so good.
But that's the thing. So like on that podcast I was talking about, one of the guys, and he's from Shrinking. I think his name is Luke something or other. Luke Tenney,
Is he the guy who lives with him?
He's the patient that he becomes friends with. So it's him.
The black guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's him.
It's okay to say that.
Say that.
Okay, I was like...
I knew his name.
Yeah.
So, so he said, I don't understand why people think that, like, in order to like a movie, it has to be, like, a cinematic masterpiece. Like, you can enjoy different foods. Like, not everything has to be filet mignon. Sometimes things are cheeseburgers, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's how I feel about, like, Men in Black. Like, obviously, Men in Black is not filet mignon. It's not winning any Oscars. It's fine, whatever. But it is a enjoyable time from start to finish.
Yeah. Okay, continue this thought, because I actually have a thought that is in relation to what you're saying.
So because of that, like, I can put on Men in Black. Now, is that not my favorite movie of all time? No, but it's in my top 10.
Wait.
Like, Pee-wee's Big Adventure is in my top 5.
Okay, this is why I asked you to stop. I think the Oscar category that I would like to introduce is something where it didn't receive the dues it should have, but it stayed within the pop culture zeitgeist.
Sure.
So we look back on things like Jurassic Park.
Sure.
I would argue that Jurassic Park, by every means of the standard, is that it is 30 years later. We have now passed...
And it is still solid start to finish.
I could show that to somebody today, a 13-year-old jaded like person, and they would be like, that was an incredible film. Right? So, like, why doesn't it have Oscars?
Right. No,
I mean, maybe it has special effects. I'm not 100% sure, right?
Right.
But, like, there needs to be an award that says, like, this movie stood that test of time.
Correct.
You know, and I'm not saying, does Rocky Horror deserve that?
Yeah,
I don't know,
like
right?
that.
Like, isn't that the most seen
I totally
movie
agree,
ever?
because also a lot of times when something comes out, it doesn't do well when it first comes out, and then it becomes a cult classic because people relate to it. Or,
well, I think there needs to be something for a cult classic, 100%. Because
separate category.
1,000%. The way that Rocky Horror Picture Show has permeated culture is insane. But, like, a movie like Jurassic Park 2, or multiple Steven Spielberg movies, I'd argue, too. But, like, this movie where you're like, it's like a rite of passage in terms of seeing... I would think Christopher Nolan sees movies the same. You know, a lot of Christopher Nolan movies will become this way. The Prestige.
Yeah.
You know, The Dark Knight, eventually.
Right.
You know, like, I watched The Dark Knight again, like, 2 years ago. And the way The Dark Knight resonated in a new way, because, you know, the Harvey Dent line of, like, we're good men... we were trying to be good men in an indecent time, and I'm like, that's what this is. Like, I think there needs to be some sort of recognition to movies like that.
No, I agree, and that's not even something that you can
recognize. And while people are alive, because they
right?
deserve to know what they did.
It should be like 10 years later or whatever. Like, hey, let's revisit these films. So, a couple of things I wanted to say. Somebody mentioned, I think Becca mentioned, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
No, wait, you have to give me your couple of movies though.
Okay. Top 5 is definitely Back to the Future is my #1 favorite film of all time. That is a movie that I
Period and stop?
Period in a sentence. Like, that is it. Like, that is a movie that I can put on no matter what day it is, what time it is, what time of year. Yeah. You could start at the beginning of the film, you could start in the middle of the film, whatever. It could be 1, 2, or 3, but the order goes 1, 3, 2. I said it.
I mean, and I would write a paper about that and say that's true.
It's
true.
And
I would say that we all love #2. In our brains were like, #2 is the best, but you watch it and you're like,
gimmick.
It's really not.
Gimmick.
It's the bridge.
Yes.
It's the bridge. And the two sides of the bridge are more important than the bridge.
It's really depressing to watch now because you're like, ooh, this is really close to home.
Well, and you're sad because you're like,
and then you're sad and depressed.
Why don't we have the pizza in the microwave? Why?
Back to the Future is my #1 favorite movie of all time. And that is like, I wouldn't even say it's a cheeseburger movie. I think it's in between filet mignon and cheeseburger because yes, it is fun from start to finish.
Don't justify it. Just tell me.
I'm explaining.
I think you're spending too much time on a movie that doesn't need the time explained on.
Whatever. Okay, Back to the Future is #1.
No one's going to question you on that. And if anyone does, they deserve to be hit with a crowbar in a small, tiny room where no one can hear them.
You're so romantic.
Yeah, well, get away from me. Go ahead, tell me the other one. Well, great. That screenshot's going to end up in the news. It's fine. Ryno assaults woman after she does it.
After she's trying to be sweet and gentle to him. What else? Like Men in Black is in. Oh, here it is.
I love that you brought up Men in Black, though, because I will say this.
I'm going to say it.
No, wait.
I have to say
love that you bring in a movie where, like, I don't think of it as my favorite movie, but I 100% agree with you. It's one of those movies where, like, from the first second to the last second of that movie, it's a breeze.
It's just fun.
So good.
It's just fun.
And it's also the special effects are so good in it. And, like,
it's quotable.
It has
it grabs you.
A production design, too, that's very stunning. Like, but it's a fully fleshed out world. And you're like, and I don't know that I know anyone who's his favorite movie, but you're also like, that is a great movie. Yeah.
But here it is.
Okay,
are you ready?
What is it? Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
If it's Pee-wee, I'm going to.
Pee-wee's in my top 5, 100%.
No, it's okay. I'm really not judging you.
The answer is Addams Family Values. That is the answer.
Second one.
Oh, absolutely the second one.
Okay, so I have a story about the Addams Family as a kid.
Also, you put it on and it's just wind it up and watch it go.
I haven't seen it as an adult.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it.
Addams Family Values multiple times a year.
I mean, when she's like, what does she say to the girl when she has the they're doing the play?
Sarah Miller?
No, when freaking
Yes, when Wednesday Addams says.
Wait, did you watch Wednesday though?
Yeah, I watched Wednesday. That was great.
Yeah, but were you upset?
I wasn't upset. It's a different take. I didn't mind it.
No, I'm talking about the last episode. Were you upset about the characters, or were you like, oh, I guess they're not coming back?
No. I care.
You don't care?
No.
That, spoiler alert, Christina Ricci wasn't coming back?
It doesn't mean she's not coming back. You don't know. You don't know.
Does she not die?
You die.
Does she not die?
I don't remember.
I think the teacher died and not her.
I don't
Anyway. Wait, was she the thing?
Was she the what?
Was she the monster?
No.
She's a bad guy, though. She tried to kill them.
She's a bad guy, but the kid was the monster.
Then her and the teacher are dead.
The crush was the monster. But they might not be because she was a shapeshifter. I don't know that they're dead. I don't know.
Don't watch this, anybody. So, anyway.
But yes, Addams Family Values is so much fun from start to finish.
Let's watch that. Let's do it.
Oh my God, we'd have so much fun watching it.
Because I love the first one.
I could quote that thing
I think I've watched
day.
the first one more recent than the second one, but like, I've seen them both, obviously. When Wednesday is doing the play and she's dressed up like the American Indian.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
and she's
about.
like does something, but also I love when like she's at the camp. Wednesday steals the show.
Of course she does. She's
but
the best
also,
part.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of a scene from Matilda. I was going to quote and be like, "Oh, this part," but
why do we all clean our rooms? Hello, Polly. I'll clean my room in exchange for your immortal soul. And the little doll rubs his hands together like this. It's the best. It's so good.
She has a doll?
When they're interviewing nannies, one of the nannies is crazy and she's got like a puppet and she's talking to Wednesday with the puppet. And she's like, why did we all clean our rooms? And then Wednesday has a Satan puppet. Yeah. That's where Debbie Jelinski comes from. She's the nanny.
We have to watch this again because I clearly haven't seen it.
So good. I love Raul Julia.
Yeah, he was just like
the whole cast.
I feel like he's
flawless.
Like the definitive.
The whole cast, because Debbie Jelinski is chef's kiss. She's perfect. I love her. That's Joan Cusack.
Oh, you're saying her character name.
Yeah.
Yes, Joan Cusack,
Yeah, Joan Cusack. Yeah. And then, of course, Christopher Lloyd is
obviously,
like, I mean, everyone is perfectly cast.
Whatchamacallit was just in Star Trek. Grandma. Oh, my God. She's the engineer in this season. I said her name earlier today. She was
Can't help you.
Yes, you can. She was on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I don't know the actress's name, but I know who you're talking about.
Okay, and she was in
Grandmama.
Scrooged. Yes, she was Grandmama. Jay will know in here, but anyway, yeah, we should definitely watch that. Wait, tell me more.
What? I'm sorry.
Addams Family Values, Back to the Future.
Men in Black.
Is in top 5?
Men in Black is at least top 10. If we're going to go Disney and Pixar, obviously.
No, something just got ejected. Oh no, the battery died on my microphone. This thing. Sorry, it wasn't charged.
You're gonna have to share with me.
No, all of our microphones. The receiver died, honey.
Well, there's that.
Do you want me to mansplain it to you a little better next time? Because I felt like that's what I just did, and I feel awful about it.
You don't feel awful. You're gonna sleep like a baby tonight. Let's be honest.
Girl, you know where I have to go back to. I'm not gonna sleep like a baby.
There it is.
Oh, whoop, there it is. So we're on the MacBook speaker now. Sorry, but Okay, give me some more.
So if you go like Disney.
No. I don't want you to quantify it. I just want you to tell me.
Well,
I want you to be like, Amber,
Inside Out.
this is it, baby. You're
Out.
on the way to the island, and I've got movies for you.
I love it when you call me baby. Inside Out is definitely in that. That movie wrecks me. Forgetting Sarah Marshall is in probably my top 10. I love Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I'm going to just move this closer so they can hear us a little bit.
Okay, let me move this knife for you.
Yeah, just pull it out of my back in a second when I tell you my movies.
Wow! Okay. Oh, yeah, she said now you can go potty. Do you need to go potty?
No, I'm fine. I'll finish
this. Do you want to go in the Haunted Mansion bathroom or the Mickey Mouse bathroom?
I'm going to finish this first.
What's the hardest experience? Is The Little Princess. Okay, look, The Little Princess.
I remember the previous
ruined me as a child.
Somebody
but
really
I
famous
watched it a
that
lot as a kid. I watched Little Princess a lot, but that movie is really, really hard to watch. Trying to think of other ones. I used to keep a list in my phone.
Who directed The Little Princess? It's somebody famous. Or somebody famous is in The Little Princess. Alfonso Cuarón. Yeah. I was like, I knew it was somebody really
You know I'm not good with names. Who is that?
Harry Potter 3.
Who's that?
Oh my God. Here's his filmography. A Little Princess.
Yeah,
Y Tu Mama Tambien. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Children of Men. Gravity.
For directing.
Roma. Yes.
Okay. I thought you meant like I was supposed to like an actor.
I said somebody famous directed it, and I can't remember who it was. Oh my God. Okay, so here's mine. I think I often supposed to be like Moulin Rouge. I think is my favorite movie, but I don't know if it's my favorite movie. I mean, it's definitely in there because for me, Moulin Rouge is a movie where I remember sitting in the movie theater, and I remember like the way the movie was edited. Like I remember like this emotion welling up, and I was just like, huh, like, and recognizing that it was because of editing, and then like sound design, but also recognizing like really cool camera shots and the editing and like all this stuff, and just being like, and then obviously Nicole Kidman is freaking phenomenal in that movie, and Ian McGregor, who doesn't love Ian McGregor?
The set design is
and like the set design, yeah, and it was just this like culmination of all these things where I was like, movies can be this incredible fantasy. Like I know it's a weird movie that's the one I locked into, but I remember sitting there, and it was, I mean, that movie came out in 2000, June 2000 or June 2001.
Was it really that long ago?
Girl, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's what I like about movies.
Guess who
is
downloaded
like
the soundtrack on LimeWire? Actually, I don't even think it was LimeWire.
Is that movies are an experience?
2001. It was delayed, so it was spring. So I was the end of my 10th grade year. So I was getting in that mode where I had to be like, you gotta scoot over because we're like.
You want me to be closer to you?
No, you
guys all hear that?
To the left.
What was that?
To the left. The framing.
He's so uncomfortable right now.
But the editing of that movie, all these things, just like all these elements of this movie seem to move in the same direction. And I saw them for the first time, and I remember sitting in the theater. And this is how, remember when you used to call the movie theater, but you had to listen to every movie to get the time?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Movie
like
phone.
you call, yeah, and
Movie
they'd be
phone.
like, Moulin Rouge. And I was like, I remember the voice yelled it so
Could you imagine like buying tickets? You're like, oh, one for Moulin Rouge.
One for
please.
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge, please.
But I loved Moulin Rouge. Like I thought it was like one of those things where I was like, I was just fascinated because like, you know, it was a jukebox musical, but also like the way everything was just like so this frenetic pace, but then like the beauty of the parts that were slower. And like, it's one of those movies where I'll put it on and it literally will be like, Roxanne is also one of the best like edited moments in a movie I've ever seen. And I will argue like the color dynamic that's used in that too, like Christian comes out and he's very much enveloped in red, and Satina's up in the elephant and she's blue, and it kind of switches at one moment, but it's this whole like heaven and hell or like hot and cold, and she's like sacrificing herself for them, and it's just this like insane story being told out in such a space where I'm like, I don't know, it was something like, I think some things that people kind of forget sometimes, that film is also a language that we've learned how to speak without knowing that we were learning how to speak it. And Moulin Rouge was one of those where it really was starting to lean into an advanced language aspect of like really relying on the audience to be like, we need you to understand this frenetic sort of editing and understand that you're coming along with us on this journey. I love it. But I would agree with you. Back to the Future is 1,000% in my top 5 movies. I think that is a movie, hands down. Any part of the movie, anything, it's perfection. The acting, the script, everything about that movie, because it's so relatable too. It at its core is still a kid who doesn't understand his parents, right?
Right.
And it's like a fish out of water. Who doesn't love a fish out of water story?
Yeah.
Have you ever
and it's
seen
something
the movie?
that we can all relate to.
Yeah.
Like, because I stand by it. Like the basic human function is to relate to people. So if you are reading a book, watching a movie, watching a play, interacting with a human being, if you cannot find something to latch onto and be like, I know how that feels, or I like that thing, or I don't like that thing, if you cannot find anything to relate to, there's not going to be any connection to be made.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I feel like storytelling is so important, and like how the characters develop and how their art goes. Like, it is a huge deal when it comes to movies and books and all that, because you have to be able to relate to these characters.
I think it's just a really fascinating, it's kind of like, it's this weird thing where it's also this guy on the cusp of that, like, he's like, I don't know how old Marty is, 17?
Yeah.
Like 18?
Yeah,
like,
it's supposed to be,
junior,
it's in high school.
Senior.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're like, it's that turn of the age thing where you're all trying to like figure yourself out, but Marty's also confidently Marty, but people are trying to tell confident Marty that Marty isn't good enough. But I mean, like, Marty has to learn that it doesn't matter what those people say, you still are good
and
enough.
And that wasn't even always the theme of the film, because he doesn't even get called chicken until the second film. He never gets called chicken in the first movie.
Because I always, in my brain,
it's such a diatrope, right? Like, it's such a big part of the story. He doesn't get called chicken until the second movie, because then it's like, okay, we've got to give him an arc. We've got to give him something, like give him stakes, to something that's going to really tick him off, or something that gets him angry. And it shows that he has an insecurity, and it shows like that he needs to get over it, or he needs to find another way to deal with it, because it's not sustainable. And sorry, how many of us can relate to that? Are you two married?
She wishes. No, but I agree with your rating too. It's 1, 3, 2.
Yes.
Even though growing up,
it wasn't always that way.
It
was 1, 2, 3.
And aesthetically, I still love the second one. Mm-hmm. But like, there's no denying that Doc Brown, the third, because the thing is, the second one tried to be like, well, we'll show them everything that we can do technologically wise, and then the third one
we're just going to make
really
it fun.
Commit to the story, because it's like a Western, and we want to make the Western, and it's great. And you know what's great about that trilogy too is that you grow with it. You have those different ones that you like as you go.
Yeah.
Like being very young, loving the second one because of the hoverboard, because of like the scene within the scene of the movie too, where he's like crawling around the stage. There's a lot of like showmanship in there. And then like as you get older, kind of realizing that core of the Doc Brown, what happened?
I got the second drink. It was empty, and then my ice melted.
Somebody walked out of Moulin Rouge.
So I want to comment on that really quick. Hammy said Back to the Future, if made now, would have them traveling back to 1993. When I saw,
date-wise it would. Yes, I don't think so, though.
I saw that meme, though, and I was like, oh my God.
I don't think they'd go to 93.
No, I would love that. Like, I've never been like, oh, we should remake Back to the Future. But that would be really fun. Like, going back to 93, I think it could be really fun to see your parents in 93. I do agree with that.
No, I don't agree with that because technologically wise, we haven't had a bigger gap. The 50s, what they had in the 50s versus what they had in the 80s was much wider than what we had in the 90s versus what we had.
Yes, but I think it's more entertaining and more cheeseburger. Like, I think it'd be fun.
No. Those movies will never get remade.
What was I going to say? Oh, okay. You were talking about like the lighting design between Satine and Christian.
Mm-hmm. They use a lot of blue and red.
Talk about Up, okay? Up is one of my top 10. That's my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Obviously, it's very sad. Obviously, it's wonderful. It's great, whatever. But if that is not a story that you can relate to, I don't know what it is. He could have become Charles Muntz if he continued on the path that he was going. If he continued on the path that he was going with grieving his wife and sitting in the past and being miserable and all that, he could have become Charles Muntz. But he was forced to change and to become a different person. But if you want to watch Up with the color design, Ellie is magenta. And so if you watch in the beginning, like she's got like a magenta, like she has first of all, she has like a magenta bow in her hair when you first meet her. And she's got like a magenta bandana in one of the flashbacks. She wears like a magenta dress at some point or whatever. And then when this is a spoiler alert, but it's 10 minutes into the movie, so I think you'll be fine.
She dies.
When she dies, and he's in the church with all of like the bouquets and all of that. The stained glass window behind him is magenta, and the sun is setting, and it gets darker and darker and darker as the montage ends. And then for the rest of the film, look for magenta. Anytime that he is like in doubt, or anytime that he's wondering or he misses her, there is magenta lighting in that
Good
film.
movies should have
It
that.
is, but it's just such a beautiful way to represent how you feel with loss, and how much it's always with you no matter what. Is that a cat?
It's your cat eating the extension.
Hey, Bullseye, could you not? Bullseye.
Literally chewing on the extension.
Bullseye. Hold on, my cat's chewing on an extension cord.
It's going to be that scene from Christmas Vacation. You know what other movie I like? And it might be like in my top 10. It's definitely in top 20 at least. I love Star Trek 2009. I love that movie because I love the style of like what J.J. Abrams established with at that time, a 40-year-old franchise, and created something new and interesting that we hadn't seen before. But also, like, I love an ensemble movie, and I just love the way he like balanced characters in that movie and created something new. And so, like, aesthetically, I love that movie. And I know you're like, oh, I lost respect for you. I mean, I love Super 8, which is
Matt's right too. Yes. Carl and Ellie do have their own shapes and designs. She's more oval and he's more square. And that was more or less to show that Ellie is a very soft and rounded character.
Have you ever seen the movie Life as a House?
Yeah.
That's in my top 5.
I haven't seen it since it came out.
That movie effed me up. Like, I don't have that type of emotional relationship with my father, but like,
I don't remember having an emotional connection to that movie.
I have never cried more in a movie than I have in Life as a House. Like,
Really?
snot out of my nose. Like, I'm afraid to watch it sometimes because I'm like, I think I'm actually going to watch it again now, more recently, because I've talked about it before too. But it is, Hayden Christensen is phenomenal. But like, Kevin Kline is amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's Robin.
That's why I watched it, because I
Scott Bakula is in the movie. Well, you were getting sassy about Scott Bakula.
I wasn't getting sassy about Scott Bakula. It's just you were like, you should watch this show
because
there's
of Scott
one
Bakula.
joke with Scott Bakula, and I'm like, that's why I should watch a show.
She never watched Quantum Leap, I guess.
I didn't. Who would you want to play you in the movie of your life? That's
okay.
A really
When
hard
someone
question
asked
for
me this question in 2007, I said, it's that guy from 13 Going on 30, Mark Ruffalo. Have you heard of him? Now I'd be like, no. In 2007, we kind of maybe looked alike, but not now.
No, but it's.
What are you going to say real quick?
No, I know exactly who it is.
Play me right
it's
now.
one of two people.
Who?
Who?
Nick Miller?
No, it's not Jake Johnson.
No, he's too old.
It is either Max from Happy Endings, whose name is escaping me right now, or Dan Levy.
You think Dan Levy could play me in a movie?
100%. I watched Schitt's Creek, and yes, I understand that
my mother
you're
actually says the same
not quite as like on the level that David's at, but
Adam Polly.
You are David, like 100%. I watch that show and I'm like, I'm like, well, there's
He's
Ryno.
2 years older
It's like
than me,
Ryno's here with me. Like, I feel that same way with Adam Polly.
Sometimes, when I started watching the show, I said to people where I was like, I've never felt more like represented sometimes. Like, I was like, it's an exacerbation of my character, but I was like, the game night episode. When he's just like, oh my God. And when they're like, oh, I can't write 5 whatever. And he's like, haha, very funny. But I'm that guy who's like, just follow the goddamn rules. It's like, okay.
That's you.
I have to pee. I'm not going to make it.
Okay. You're going to the Mickey Mouse bathroom.
My knees. The water. I needed to drink more water.
He just said that he needed to drink more water. But just so everybody knows, there is a full glass of water right over here. It's surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, by 5 bottles of liquor. But there is a full cup of water I have provided him so that he doesn't get dehydrated. But he just doesn't take care of himself. Let's see. I will go and read some comments because I know that he's not keeping up as much as he should. Oh, God, I don't know how to scroll, you guys. Okay, click here. Oh, God. Oh, God. I did something. Oh, God, cancel. Ooh, okay, shouldn't have done that. Let's see. Then I go up. No, guys, I can't scroll. I don't know how to do this. It's a Mac, and I don't know how to do it. Oh, God. Wait. No, I can't. It says new comments. Oh, that's something. Okay. Brian could done a sassy New England accent. You could play Ryno. Luke Bryan. Who's Luke Bryan? I gotta look that up. Let me see. A sassy New England accent. When Ryno's New England accent comes out, it is my favorite thing in the world. Luke Bryan? Who's that? I don't know who that is by his name. Oh, I can see that. Yeah. I can see that. Interesting. He won't agree with you. He'll be offended, but I do still think that that would work. I still can't scroll up. What were you going to say about... Okay, so Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was one of my favorite films, and it still is. I just haven't watched it in a long time. I think that Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is super, super underrated. That is a film that, like, destroys me. Because, once again, everybody's been through heartbreak. Everyone's been through that thing where it's like, wow, I just really wish I didn't remember this because it hurts so much. Like, I don't know what to do. I wish I could erase it. But then, like, when it's erased, then what do you do? Like, do you really want it gone? I think Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is a beautiful film from start to finish. And that is one of my all-time favorites as well. But I haven't watched it in a long time. We love you. Oh, thanks, guys. You've been really, really sweet and supportive. I like to do this with him. But we are not always available just because I have 2 kids and I work full time. But so we try. Hi, I talked a lot of garbage about you.
Oh, your kid. Oh, I also realize you can
literally
see what I'm texting.
cannot scroll. I tried to.
Put it in here. No, it's
You
moving
told
by
me
itself.
that? Well, I was trying to look back up because we'd been talking for a long time, and I didn't know if we'd missed something important. And I almost started a live with somebody, but I canceled it. So.
Okay, I think we're going to call it because it's 10:50.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
And I still have to text about Spice World in here because that's, as you can see.
It's true. Spice World is a solid film. It really is. And
Here's the thing about Spice World.
So.
The guy who plays the reporter that's following them in Spice World is the dude
White Wally. White-ass Wally.
No, honey.
Yeah, it's Alan Cumming.
No, honey.
No?
He is the crew, the camera crew following them.
Oh, okay.
But in Spice World, the photographer who works for like the magazine that's trying to like cover them up is hold on from
Before you get there.
No, I just don't want to say his name wrong. Is from he is the writer and director.
I would absolutely love to join you next time you do that, Trey.
What do you say?
He wants to go have a drink with me and not you.
That's fine. He's coming for Halloween Horror Nights. You can go meet him.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Richard O'Brien.
And then who's that?
Richard O'Brien played Riff Raff and wrote Rocky Horror Picture
Oh, he
Show.
played Riff Raff.
Oh, he played Riff Raff.
I know who Riff Raff is.
Wait, was he on Phineas and Ferb?
Apparently, because he's on there a lot.
I know, but
Probably just like
where's his
voiceover work.
filmography? Dark City, Ever After. Yeah, he's the.
I would love to. I love
Oh
Horror
my
Nights.
God, that can't be true.
What? Who's Lawrence Fletcher from the...
He's the dad in Phineas and Ferb.
There you go. Because he's British.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot. Elvira's Haunted Hills.
Okay, get off your phone.
Ever After, Pierre LePew.
You guys, I'm so sorry.
He was the guy
We
anyway. He's
lost
the
him.
reporter following him, Damon. And I just wanted to throw that out there. Rocky Horror Picture Show was a movie that I got into when I worked at Borders. We would go after work on a Saturday night to Harvard Square and watch it, and I would dress up like Eddie. And then, just so you guys know, they've been scrubbed to the internet, but I played Rocky in a community theater production of.
Why are you only telling me these things about yourself
So
now?
there's pictures of
Like,
me in
you just
a
told me when we were in
gold
Disneyland.
gold briefs out on the internet somewhere, but it's hard to find. So
I'll find
good
it.
luck. I'm also pale as shit, so and very skinny. But yeah, I played Rocky. I can't sing for shit, so.
I'm going to find it.
The sword of Damocles is hanging. Have you even seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Excuse me?
I don't know. Do you
Of
know?
course I've seen Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Not the Glee version.
I'm super insulted right now. I'm super insulted.
I don't know this.
You don't know what?
that you would have seen Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, I'm sorry that I didn't. That you thinking I haven't seen Rocky Horror Picture Show is such a shock. You just told me that you were Rocky and wore gold briefs.
Yeah.
You also told me in Disneyland that you played baseball and were pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
I was on the national.
Who are you? Who
I
even
was.
are you?
I was on the on our national all-star team during the summer. Like I went around because my batting average was like a perfect batting average most of the seasons.
Of course it
Struck
is.
out once, I think, all season.
Wow.
And it was because I had a migraine. I remember getting up to bat and I was like, I think I'm going to vomit. And I was like,
Gross.
yeah, but I was good. People were like, that gay guy can't be on our team. Yeah, well, guess what? He was better than most of you. That also happened to me at Disney. You know that? I joined a softball team and they didn't want me to play on the softball team because it was very homophobic and I was better than everyone on the softball team. Because guess what? I know how to play baseball. Just don't judge a book by its cover sometimes.
But also, like, just don't be a hateful human being, whether
Yeah,
it's baseball or otherwise.
It's like 2008, 2009.
That's still way too late to be
Yeah.
acting that way.
I know, but
I can't.
it was just one of those. It was kind of like where I was like, what? And I was even like, I'll make all the team shirts. And they were like, we don't want you on the team, but you have to play because we need the minimum number of players. And then I was better than most of them.
That's not nice.
I don't know.
But that's the best that you
Craig
can do,
was
though,
on
right?
Craig was on a softball team with me, and he'll attest. He said he'll be like, you were a pretty good hitter, but you were always distracted by the dogs. And it's true. Craig would be like, there was a team.
You're like,
And it was
I'm
the
good
day
at baseball.
Craig-
unless there's dogs.
Craig slid in
Which
softball,
case-
which you're not allowed to do. It's one of
No?
the rules. And he cut his leg, and that leg, the injury he got on his leg, led to a blood clot because he went on a flight, and that the clot in the leg went up into his lung. And so Craig
Jesus.
almost died from this, but Craig will also be like, that was also the game where you were obsessed with the corgi in the outfield and wouldn't pay attention the whole time.
I mean, I'm
And I
not
was like,
surprised.
You're right. But so I played baseball. I played soccer for 10 years. So yeah, I know what's happening
It's very
in
athletic.
Ted Lasso. Okay? I could have been. I could have been a
Okay.
better coach. Anyway. But yeah,
a
I
great
did
quest-
community
that's a great
theater.
question, Tracy.
Things
That's the
people don't
problem.
know about me. What?
She said, what does sexual orientation have to do with baseball ability?
Yeah, honey, I wish everybody in my life said that question.
Yep.
Well, not like always. It's not like I need to go to a clothing store and they're like, what does your sexual orientation have to do with baseball skills? But yeah.
You're trying to hold my hand again? I'm not even crying.
Get
You have proven so many times tonight.
I'm okay at some sports, not all sports. I was awful at basketball. I will attest to. I was not good. I played basketball for like 6 years. I wasn't good at that. Soccer, I loved soccer. I loved soccer though. Soccer was like the one I would go to like soccer camps. Yeah,
Wow.
I did stuff like
Some
that.
kids went to space camp.
I went to soccer camp.
You did?
I was Team
Yeah.
Mexico because they assigned us all different, because it was like World Cup oriented stuff. But I liked it because they were pink shirts. But
Kill those stereotypes, honey.
whatever. Yeah.
Do it.
But baseball, I miss baseball. I honestly, one of my things I want to do here so bad to get out some aggression is I just want to go to a batting cage and hit the shit out of
Let's go to a
balls.
batting cage.
I'm an excellent hitter.
I'm a pretty good hitter once I get the stance right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll miss the first couple, and then when I get and I hit it, then I'm like, okay, there it is, and then I don't stop.
Oh, that feeling that like resonates through your body when the ball connects to the bat. It's like the most, like, it's just one of those things where you're like, it's the tuning fork of the universe. And you're like, I feel
Ooh,
it.
what a great analogy. I like that a lot.
So I think there are a couple of batting cages around here. We should go.
We should go.
Okay, we're gonna go.
And we should go. Guys,
and
thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it.
She's got to work at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, I have to wake up at 5 in the morning.
She has children.
Well, I have to wake up because I have to work.
Her kids are fine.
Yeah, they're great.
No, they're nice. I don't like most children, so
I said they're great.
I said they were fine.
Okay, Trey, I don't know
I
if
hope
he's
their
been
kids
to a
don't watch
Smash
us in it.
Room, but that is on my
I
bucket
haven't been
list.
to a
I
Smash
want to go
Room, no.
so bad. I've priced it out. There was a day
Do they
where
have them here?
Yeah, there's a lot here, and they're actually pretty reasonable. And you can bring your own stuff, or they can provide it.
No, they have to provide it. I don't wanna bring my own
No,
stuff.
you can bring your own stuff. Uh-oh. Speaking of child,
just talking about you.
come here, honey.
She's got a unicorn onesie on. I'm jealous of it.
Are we being too loud?
Yeah.
I'm so
Oh, okay.
sorry.
We're gonna end. We're too loud for the children. We'll see you all later. Thank you, everyone, for your continued support. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Here you go. That's it.
She's like, Mom, can you come?